What's good, y'all? Y'all are tuning in to the 386 Shitcast. Today we got special guest Dr. Wu.
The woo.
What up? What up?
Man, tell them a little bit about yourself, man.
Uh, Shit, man. I'm just an entrepreneur. Do a bunch of shit. Sell legal
What
weed. Make music.
what made you get into doing your own shit? You know what I'm saying?
Uh, so like my parents are immigrants, so we always owned like a little small business. So my parents started out with like an ice cream shop, and then we had a sub shop. So I've always just been around like making our own money and not like relying on like not like government assistance, but like our job or anything. We just always just grinded and hustled ourselves. So it's just I just always been around it.
Hell yeah. When did your parents come to this country?
Shit, 1981.
Hell yeah. Where were they from originally?
South Africa,
Oh
but
hell
we're
yeah.
Indian.
Huh?
But we're Indian.
I was about to say I thought you were Indian and you
Yeah.
said South Africa. I was like, oh shit, maybe I got it wrong.
No, there's a lot of Indian people over there. Like in the 1800s ish, a lot of British and Dutch people moved Indians to South Africa to work in sugarcane fields, and we're we're them. My
Okay.
ancestors work in cane fields
How did you live in South Africa growing up?
for like a couple of months, and then we
Okay.
moved here.
Have you been back there since being grown?
Nah, I haven't. I kind of want to, but my mom's been. I just I don't know. I smoke weed a lot and shit like that, so I kind of I don't want to be in a place that's like kind of different. And but now like the laws over there are different, so I will probably go. I get
Hell yeah.
anxiety and stuff. I can't be around shit that I don't know. Like that's just too new for me. I've been around
Mm.
in the South Georgia, South Carolina my entire life. Like, you're gonna put me in Durban, South Africa, and I don't have any form of self medication. Oh, man, I can't be around all that. I gotta be able to at least calm my nerves legally.
Fair enough. Shit.
It just
What
be a
made you
lot
want
to
to
go on. You
start?
know what I mean? It's very different over there.
Well, not only that, but I mean, there would be no way denying that you're American.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I'd have like
so
a target on me
then
everywhere I go.
everybody would be like,
Yeah.
I say it's
it's,
crazy how a lot of countries view Americans.
Yeah. Well,
it's
it's
just
it's it's not that they don't like us. They know that we have money because we're probably doing tourist stuff, or we own something there. So they know that we have something. There's somebody in America that knows somebody and is gonna want to get us back or whatever the case may be. So it's just it's not it's not smart to let everyone know when you're traveling, I would assume.
Fair enough. I know if I got taken, ain't nobody got no money to get me back.
The least amount of
yeah.
communication, the best.
Fair. Shoot. Now they got them damn ear pods or air whatever the fuck they're called that translates in your ear and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That thing's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy how technology's come along.
did this pop up on your page there, cuz
What?
the are live right now?
Yeah, it's on my page.
Huh. Mine says content isn't available.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
watching it on my. I got it going on my phone right now.
All right. Anyway,
Well,
on with the show.
shit.
My apologies.
So, what
So,
what do you do for your business? Like, what is your business?
We have so there's CBD slash smoke shops, but we specialize in cannabinoids. So mainly with like mental health, pain, anxiety, sleeping issues. So I look at it more like a cannabis, um, like a boutique. You know what I mean? Because it's more specialized. Like we're not just pumping out stuff to get people lit. Like obviously people are coming in to get lit, but uh, a lot of older people come to us because they know that we know more about it. I also have a medical degree, well, a radiology degree too, so that kind of helps me understand how drugs or whatever move through your body, and it's all goes on a thing called localization and distribution. So no matter what it is, whether it's Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola is caffeine. That's technically a drug. It alters your body. It's the same thing as cigarettes, same thing as smoking marijuana. It's all a drug. So how it localizes and distributes, the guidelines are the same no matter what it is. So as long as you can understand that and do the math and all that other stuff, like it's super easy. It was very easy for me. Plus,
You guys-
I like marijuana too, so it's like it was perfect for me because it's like I love it. So it's like I love what I'm doing. I did not like what I was doing working in hospitals like when I was in college. I hated it. But it was only because it was very depressing. 'Cause I was working cancer and stuff, so you see kids and stuff like the cancer issues, and you see
Yeah.
dudes that are younger than us. Like I was at the time, I was like 30, but like you'd see people that are in their like 19, and they're dying, they have cancer, and it was just that was very depressing.
Shit, it's depressing just talking about it, let alone seeing that shit.
Exactly. So I was like, nah, pump the brakes. Like I'm graduating, I'm getting all whatever. I'm gonna make sure my parents' money went towards getting the diploma at least. But then as soon as I got out, I was like, yo, I'm not actually gonna do this, mom and dad. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm not gonna be an alcoholic going and watching this shit every single day. I'd rather
How
do
did they
something
take
that
that?
I actually like. They were actually okay with it. They were actually okay with it. I mean,
know, a
it
lot
took
of
a few
parents
years.
could
They were kind of annoyed with me at first, but they're definitely okay with it now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
So
Shit, especially
you
when you're making all that money.
yeah.
so you handle your everything like from start to finish with what you do as far as your business goes. There, you do the growing, cultivating, everything. You do it all, start to finish,
So
or
not exactly. It's Georgia. Georgia's very different. All the different states have different laws, and depending on uh, permits and legal channels you have to go through, like Georgia's just very different. So dealing with smoke shops and stuff like that's the only way you can do it. They only gave out like 6 or 8 different licenses when they gave out licenses last year for medicinal, and it's not even it's a low dose THC, so they're only allowed to have oil and like THC, like tinctures and like little capsules. Like that's all the legal like dispensaries in Georgia have. Like that's all they have. You can't get flour, you can't get carts, you can't get gummies, edibles, any of that stuff. So we work on a hemp level, but the flavor isn't always there or the taste, but the highs can be better. And a lot of the stuff is cool because you can like pinpoint specific stuff too. It's like we're making some gummies too right now. One of my companies, we started a company. We're gonna make our own edibles at Fort Georgia, and we're gonna have a whole line of them. So there's gonna be a sleep gummy, an energy gummy, a pain gummy, a strong gummy, and then something just for like somebody that just wants to feel something, but like very low dose. That would also help with a lot of those other things too. But it's the other ones are specified.
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool that you put in the work and the research, to be able to do that for people,
So I like to travel. So when I travel, I go to other dispensaries and I go to like marijuana and mushroom trade shows, and I see like, what's going on, what's legal where we're at, what's legal where they're at, like how can you get something similar without actually breaking a law? Because that's the last thing you want to do is do illegal shit. It's all
Yeah.
about legal money. You got to make the money legally. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay taxes. That's the only way you can have nice cars and a nice house and not be
Oh, yeah.
suspect.
Well, yeah, say last thing you want is the alphabet boys kicking your damn door in. That's for sure.
Exactly. Exactly.
Damn straight, man. That's awesome, bro.
So you're in the. Yo, go ahead, guys.
When did you start your business up?
Oh, it's 2020. So it's about
2020?
yeah. It's been
That was
about
probably
it's
good.
about to
That was a
approximate
good
a
year
year
for
now.
that. That was a
Yeah.
good year for that, I'm sure.
Well, it
All
was
the-
a year and a half in. The hemp law was done. So in 2018, I think it was Trump did a hemp law that basically made anything that comes from a CBD plant, technically you could kind of do whatever you want to with it. And then it was like left under each state to, change guidelines or whatever on their own. But basically it was allowed to at that point you could make THC from a CBD plant and make edibles and gummies and vapes and stuff like that out of it.
Okay.
And they formed a whole new like world that didn't exist. But my a buddy of mine had a shop already in South Carolina, and they're test running one in Georgia, and they already knew that they wanted me a part of it. So I was like, let's do it.
That's
Oh
cool.
yeah.
And my parents
mean,
even gave me like $10,000 to help me start it too, and everything.
Oh,
And then
And
my
you should.
business, and then my buddy fronted me the other half, and then I paid him back over like 6 months, 7 months.
It's always
And
good
then
to have friends
now we got
that.
like 4 or 5 stores together, and we started our own edible brand. So as long as you're loyal, you need to be loyal too, man. Can't be stabbing niggas in the back for no reason. I don't know why people do stuff like that. I don't know why
Seems to
people
be-
do shady shit over $15, $20, $30. I deal with people in thousands of dollars, and I've never done anything wrong or bad, because that it comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? And you closing
definitely.
doors on opportunities that can arise.
Most definitely. That's one of the main things I try to preach people, and because I'm in the music game, obviously, is just be loyal. And if you say you're gonna do it, do it. If you can't do
Yeah.
it, at least hit somebody up. Be like, yo, this is
Fine.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people just go quiet, act like they can't be your homies no more because they broke. Like, bitch, just
Exactly.
explain the situation. You don't know how the fuck I feel about it.
Well,
Exactly.
That's just because the majority of people today only hang out and utilize people because it benefits them in some sort of way.
I was about to say that. A lot of people
Then
are
when
very
they
selfish
lose,
nowadays,
right?
man.
When they realize that you're catching on to them, that's when they get distant. You know what I mean? Because who knows, man? I mean, the world is a changing place. Keep your circle small. It's my opinion, anyway.
Most
Well, I
definitely.
got a big circle, but like my main circle is small. But I got so many people around me. It's like insane. Like I treat everybody the same. I treat everybody with the same respect. When I meet you, I like you until you prove me wrong.
Right,
Most
right.
definitely.
I don't want
But
you
I
to
feel
prove me
like
wrong.
at
I
the
want you
same
to be a
time,
nice person.
I think there's a difference too between a true friend and just an acquaintance. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the same boat you're in. I mean, I'm not in the business you're in. I'm in a, I fix cars. So I also know a whole ton of people, but like you, a very small percentage is actually considered friends,
Exactly. Yeah.
Because like I said, people just try to use you and take advantage of you. And then when you don't
All the
benefit,
time.
they take off. So.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. Well, I don't know how many people I've helped out trying to just be a good person, and it just 9 times out of 10 they gonna fucking ditch and run the second they can, or
Not
they
pay
like
back or whatever it is.
yeah, and then be like, "Oh, you were just trying to use me, this and that." Like, bitch, I was helping you. What?
Man.
That's my favorite one. Oh, you were trying to use me for what, bud?
Yeah. I'm doing better than you are. Fuck, I needed your ass for him.
Shit, like I said, I try to help anybody I can, especially in music, because when I started out, Lord knows they tried to play game.
That people just talk shit and start rumors and shit like that about people that have nothing to do with anything, just to be, petty.
That's why it pays to treat people right, and you got a good face card. They know what's up. You know what I mean?
No, it's just some of these people figured out, oh, hey, this dude's kind of popular. If I go out there and just start talking mad shit about him, everybody will click on my shit because they get mad about me talking about him. That's the way the internet works.
I've literally
go on a live rant right now and say a whole bunch of names and get a million freaking hits on it, but that's not who I am. See, that's what makes the man. It changes things.
I literally had a bunch of people tell me that I'm in the Illuminati. For real. Like 6 years ago, like there had to be like almost like eight people try to like say that I was in the Illuminati.
Damn, bro, I didn't know you was rocking with that type of money.
I didn't even have any money back then, like none. I just knew I had cool friends. Like a lot of my friends are, like they rap and stuff like that. So I've been around kind of cool stuff before I had money.
Right. Shoot, speaking of rapping, tell us about your artist that you got.
It's my boy Sticky. You know Sticky.
I already know.
That's my whole boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and him are good friends. We met through Denim White. Rest in peace, Evan. We used to go to shows together with Evan. We met, and at that time, later, a little bit later, Evan became his manager, and then Evan tragically died. And Sticky basically was signed to JMJ, which is Jam Master Jay. His son took over that rap label. Like that's where like 50 Cent was originally signed to that label at one point for a very, very, very short time as well. But his son was taken over and took Sticky in. But that's when he knew Denim. So Denim was mainly the reason why that really happened, because you know they're friends. Not to say anything of, but you know, like he helped that facilitate that happening. And then once Denim died, to me it just seemed like he just didn't care about, you know, anything musically with Sticky anymore. Nothing happened. There were no like no type of shows no more. Like there was no music being made or whatever. And I want to say it went like that for like a year. And then you know, at that point I had some shops, a couple of shops, and I was like, you know, my business partners, we're talking about doing some shit, and I got an interesting idea. So my idea basically was to make music and basically let the stores pay for it. And then basically it's advertisement, because you can, you know, do it as advertisement now.
And
so,
it's tax write-off, ain't it?
It's tax write-off. So basically that's what we did. And then we made a bunch of music with Sticky, with like Lil White and Crunchy Black from 3 6 Mafia. Like we got songs with like Afro Man and fucking Pastor Troy, Sean Paul from Young Bloods.
Oh yeah. What's that?
Now we got some. I was gonna say too, we also got another artist that I've been working with too. He's basically my employee. He's the dude that manages my main shop in Hinesville.
Okay.
He's KOZ Chaos. I've been helping him too a little bit like that. Not helping him, but you know what I'm saying, like guiding him, like putting him on game and stuff like that. Letting him meet friends around us and stuff like that. You know, I think he's been talking to you too. Like I introduced y'all.
Yeah, I've talked to him a few times. He seems like a really cool cat.
Yeah, he used to rap back in the day, and then he was just like real shy. And then one day I heard him at the shop, and I was like, bro, like do that again. Like he started rapping again. And I was like, who wrote that? And I was like, that's just me. I'm like, dude, like you got some insane wordplay. Like keep playing with that. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what happens. And he kept fucking with it. He bought like a little mic set, and he started playing with all this shit himself. He started learning very, very, you know, on hands and learning on his own, not wanting to rely on other people. And I really like that. Like
I say,
like when people want to learn shit and do some other stuff, like not have to, you know, rely. But
that's always a
big shout out to both of them, though.
Hell yeah. I say, I know they're both dope. I've heard some of his music. Of course, I've heard Sticky's. He's Lake City legend. Like, you know what I mean? Re grew up. Like as Ree were jits, Sticky was well, maybe not Joe. I think Joe older than Sticky, but when Ree was kid, you know what I'm saying, like teenagers that tatted like a white boy, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh shit, who's that?
Yeah.
Coming out the city. Big shout out Sticky L. You know, he helped put us on where we were at. I say when his JMJ signing party, we was there performing with him. He brought us up on stage with
we were all on stage. Yeah. That
was amazing. So big shout out Sticky for always looking out, even though he ain't have to. Big shout out to Sticky. I like to shout anybody that helps me out anytime I can get to, shout them out, because I appreciate every position we've been put in, and not every position has been because we worked for it. It was because of who we were and how we carried ourselves.
Having good people around you too, man. That's a good thing. I was always having good people around you.
I was saying Sticky a real good dude. I know he's doing real good now. Shout out Sticky.
Yeah.
But man, what's it like being in the room with legends like Crunchy Black, Lil White, and you know, like that's gotta be awesome.
It's awesome. So like when I was in college, like I there was not a lot to do in Augusta, so I would drive to Atlanta, and I just started like meeting rappers and stuff like that. And like I've met like 200, 300, 400 different people. I don't know. I've lost track. I've literally met like presidents and all sorts of people. So it's at this point, it's just normal, honestly. Like it's just like, hey, we're about to go do this or meet somebody. Cool, let's go do it. And like I usually try to like invite some of my friends too. Like if I know how cool somebody is and we got like a little relationship, like me and Afro Man are cool as fuck. So we invited them to, when we did a video and we did some of the lyrics for one of our songs, we invited Cody and his brothers and everybody too. I was like, yo, pull up, man. Like, let's come hang out, meet him. Like, he's actually a cool guy. Let's do some networking, you know what I'm saying? Like, talk to him. Like, we could set up facilitate a song in the future. Like, we can do a song in the future for like super cheap. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that was a dope day. Got to hang out with Afro Man in the studio. He
Oh
made
yeah.
a little cameo in our video with Sticky. That
Oh
shit
yeah,
was
yeah. Yeah.
I say that definitely was an interesting experience. That was one of the first, like, bigger than, you know what I'm saying, personas,
Mm-hmm.
because Afro Man, you know what I'm saying, everybody grew up with Afro Man. Like, I was one of them few artists that I met that's like cool as fuck in real life.
Yeah,
Besides, I think Yellow Wolf, he was super cool, but big artists I've met usually aren't really that cool.
yeah. A lot of them are very restrictive because, you know, they don't really understand they don't know your motives or whatever. So you kind of have
And
to be a little bit
yeah,
distant. You can't be cool chum with everybody. You don't really
yeah,
know what somebody's plan to do, what their plan is.
I can
Yeah.
respect that.
But when you're doing like I was gonna say, I met a lot of people. So I met a lot of people, and it changed when it became like a business thing. When I started helping and making music and stuff like that, because I not necessarily I can't do shit. Like I can make beats and stuff, but they suck. Or you know what I mean? They're different.
I'm
But
telling you,
I'm
hey,
not
bro.
like that super talented myself. I can't rap in any of that, but I can hear. So I can hear good music. I can hear when I hear a good somebody that can make a beat. I can hear stuff in my
Mhm.
head. And I've been in rooms with a lot of producers. I've been on the West Coast. I've been in rooms with some of Dr. Dre's producers and stuff like, you know, DJ Calypso and stuff. And like I've been in rooms with people like that have made interesting music. And I've said something like, you know, I heard something. I was like, yo, that sounds a little off. And I explained to him what I heard and I tell him what to change. Me being a fucking nobody, I'm just literally hanging out with my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in the room because
Right.
I know people. And they change it and they change it. And they'd look at each other and be like, bro, your boy's got an ear. And, you know, that was like 12 years ago. But since then, I've been, you know, I love music. So I just like to help facilitate. That's what I like to do. I help facilitate. I like to
Right.
help music being made. I'm not making no music, but I'm like a Rick Rubin or a Diddy without the fucking diddying. You know what I'm saying?
Without the
I
Gideon.
hear shit and I know what sounds good. I know you have an interesting voice. And I like your voice. And I can get fucking, you know, somebody else on that song and tell y'all, you know, make a song about this and then, you know, get
I'm
a beat
telling you.
from Thomas. Shout out to Swan. He's, you know, one of our boys too that makes
Oh yeah. Big
music
shout out
for us. A
Thomas
lot of
Swanson.
times I tell him what I want and he makes me exactly what I want. And then, you know, change up little things and this and that. But yeah, it's
Hell
just
yeah.
it's just
That's one of
love
my
of music,
favorite
you know what I'm
things.
saying?
That's
And
one of
I'm
my
just happy
favorite things.
I can do this now
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I
and just
say
help friends and stuff, you know what I mean? Like just helping my friends out,
I say it
plugging them
ain't
in
nothing
with
like
people, you know what I'm
watching
saying? And
people
put them in, getting
grow.
people in the room together that would normally not be in the room together and have them make some fucking amazing art.
Fuck
Yeah.
DJ Khaled, it's DJ Woo in this bitch. Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. I know it's awesome, especially when, like you said, Sticky. He's a homeboy watching it grow, and you're a bit part of it, helping
Yeah.
him reach his potential.
Yeah.
That's
I just
one of
knew
my
he had
favorite
mad
things.
potential, and he was nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, just sit here? And we came up with the idea, and then we just like, what kind of budget we got? And gave me a little budget, and they're like, this is what you can do. And I was like, that's it? Okay, well, let's see what we could do. The only thing we ever had to pay for was like actual like big features, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody that we fuck with, like shout out to Creme Road, shout out to Nuck. We never charge each
Oh,
other.
yeah.
We always,
Big
you
shout
know what
out
I'm saying?
Nug.
We always took care of each other. We did shows together, you know what I'm saying? We traveled together. It was fun. It still is fun, you know.
Yeah.
It's not over.
I
We're
will.
still we're gonna do more shit. We got more plans.
That's
Shit, what
awesome.
y'all got coming up?
Shit, we got some ideas. I don't want to go too much into it, but we got some ideas.
Hell yeah.
You're part of that one idea that we're trying to do. I think that'd be
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a very interesting song or songs.
Oh yeah,
1 to
like I
4
said,
songs. or
I'm
more.
always down to do anything.
Yeah.
As long as it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? If I can help the song, I'm down to do it. If I think I can't, I'm gonna have to be like, hey, Jacob Christian. Luckily I got a group, so if I don't sound right, somebody else might sound right.
No, but it's like a collective thing though. You know what I mean? Like they don't have that group shit mentality no more. You know, it's not even a mentality. Like you don't have to be a group, but making like music as a whole, like something like Wu-Tang Clan, like 3 6 Mafia, none of that exists anymore. It's all
Right.
independent artists. You know what I'm saying? And they do like kind of
Mhm.
like features. Like would be cool if it was like a whole album, but it was like features, and y'all are like sort of a group, but not really. Have
Right.
like 4 or 5 songs, maybe do like a little EP, see how that rolls. Have one dope ass video, and then just do music together, have those different voices, you know what I'm saying, having different sounds. Like one person is kind of country, one person, you know what I'm saying, has a different swag. Having that music meshed up together is amazing. Nobody would ever heard of fucking Inspector Deck if he wasn't a part of the Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. That's what I like about our group is all the.
He wasn't one of the popular ones. He wasn't one of the popular ones. You know what I'm saying? Lord Infamous. Not a lot of people know about Lord Infamous. When you talk to people about 3-6, they're gonna know about Juicy J and DJ Paul. But if it wasn't for Lord Infamous and Gangsta Boo, they wouldn't have been a 3-6 Mafia. You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P. Gangsta Boo. Most definitely.
Sometimes these groups get too big, and then some person becomes real big, and you know what I'm saying. But like, I like that collective music. I like collective sound. People having different sounds, voices, and then making music together, and everybody putting their individuality in there. You don't have to be the same every fucking time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're right. There was a lot of that too, even when I was a kid. Like, you know, even like being down south, obviously, the 504 boys and your Hot Boys and all the other boys, whatever it came up with. But they were definitely, I think, a big part of music too. So it makes sense. As long as they could all manage to do a few albums and not, you know, turn it around like some people do. But
anyway. But yeah, it's been fun. You got to meet a lot of interesting people. Like I've met almost the entire Wu-Tang, but obviously ODB, the entire 3-6 Mafia. I've hung out with 3-6 Mafia like 7 times.
Fuck yeah, I need me a DJ Paul beat shit.
One of their homeboys, Polo, shout out to Polo. Every time he's been in a situation or knew I was there, like he'd give them a heads up and then they'd allow me backstage and everything. It was crazy.
Hell yeah, that's dope as fuck, man. Who would you say is the coolest person you've met so far? Maybe a top 3, because I'll say it's hard to say a number 1. You got a top 5, top 3?
All right. If I had to do a top 3 of the coolest people that I've hung out with, now when I mean coolest was like they were the most like humble acting, not like the most popular, but
right.
I'm gonna have to say that because I'm gonna have to say Dave Chappelle is gonna be up there in the top 3. I don't know if he's gonna be number 1. He's probably maybe number 2 because DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia is also very, very cool and humble. So definitely those 2. Dave Chappelle and DJ Paul. And then honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and have to say Donnell Rawlings, that comedian. He's very, very cool. He actually introduced me to Dave Chappelle multiple times and had tickets for me and friends. Like I was able to bring friends with me and to meet them and everything like that. Allowed all those dudes to come backstage, and it was amazing.
So you can't get much better than Dave Chappelle when it comes to comedians. Like that's legendary there.
Yeah, he was very cool. Like he allowed me to take pictures with him, even though they took everybody's cell phone. He got my phone back and everything. It was crazy. Yeah,
hell yeah.
I got multiple.
They said no phones.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He does that. You know, when you go to a show, you're not allowed to have a phone anywhere. Like they have your phone locked up in these little like cases. They look like those waterproof cases when you go like kayaking and shit. They got these cases that they lock all your phones in.
Oh yeah, because
and then they give you like a number, like a coat number. Like back in the day, they give you a coat, they give you a number, and you go get your phone back.
Because they do like their comedy shows the same thing every night, so they don't want it leaking, right?
Yeah,
something like that. I'd assume
something.
Okay, hell yeah. I was wondering about that because I've seen videos and shit of them taking phones that never really kind of put it together till just now. It's probably so they don't. It can be kind of boring if you leak the set, and I do it every night.
Yeah,
especially big guys doing, shooting Netflix specials and stuff like that. They don't want that getting out before it's released and all that. So
I actually went to one of those that somebody did, but it still hasn't been released. I'm not allowed to say the special because it hasn't been released. But whenever it does release, then I guess I'm allowed to say something about it. But it's been like a fucking year and this shit still hasn't came out. I don't know what's going on. It was funny as hell too. I hope it comes out.
Hopefully they ain't lose traction in the song.
Yeah.
Spent that money on that special, and now they're like, I don't know if it was that funny. I don't think we're putting it out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Sure, I thought I was gonna be a stand-up comedian, try to write some jokes, and find out I'm not that funny.
Yeah. I'm funny, but I gotta be like drinking. But when I drink, I'm super hilarious. So, but I don't drink that anymore. Like I haven't drank. I'm like 43 now. I haven't drank in a minute.
I drink every.
I get silly. I get real silly. I make a lot of jokes, and then people think I'm flirting with people, and I'm not. I'm just drunk, and I want to make everybody laugh, and somehow it causes issues. And then I get in arguments with people, and it's not even me. It's weird. So I don't want to drink anymore.
Yeah, I was supposed to.
I think a lot of it is a lot of times because I'm short too, and they like the one chick that everybody's trying to holler at is now laughing, and now that everybody wants to like fucking say slick shit and make me look like a loser in front of her. So, I mean, I'm married now, so I don't care about that. But that's the type of shit that used to happen when I used to drink. So I just not like to drink. I don't deal with that. Plus, it makes you a different person too. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people that I know that drink. I don't want to say any names, but they get like angry, drunk. Even if it's a little bit, then just angry. And they're not even like that. They're actually very humble and nice and fun. The moment they get a little bit of liquor in them, completely different person. I don't like that person that they become. So try not to be around them when they're like that. So I understand if I'm changed a little bit when I'm drinking. So I'd rather just not be like that. I'd rather just smoke a little bit of weed.
Yeah,
it's just the same, basically.
Liquor does change a lot in people. Sadly,
It does.
Some people can't handle it. And it's usually the ones that can't handle it that love to drink.
Yeah, and then you want to get behind the wheel of a car and you want to drive, and then you want to fucking kill. Somebody is now not alive anymore because of your dumb decision. So it's not fun. It's not good to be on anything like that.
Listen, Trump, legalize the weed. Legalize the weed, Trump.
Well, I'm very independent. I don't want to be stuck in a place. If I'm sitting there and I'm at my homeboy's house and we're drinking and some other friend comes and you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be around that type of energy. I just can't get up and leave now. Like, now I'm stuck. I got to be there.
I was
You're going to give me a ride home now? Now nobody's giving me a ride home.
Yeah, anytime I do shows or anything, people are like, oh, you want to ride with me? I'd rather take my own car. I want to be able to leave if I want to leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something about not being able to go.
I got to be sober enough to be able to, be able to leave a situation.
Yeah, that was the main.
I'm very conscious around my surroundings. I don't know what's going on around me. I need to make sure that I'm able to read everything going around me. And that alcohol disintegrates that able to see judgment around you. And it's not even for yourself; it's for other people too. Because now somebody might want to rob you or whatever because they see that you're impaired.
Yeah, so there's a lot of negatives that come with drinking. So we
used to go to Savannah a lot, and that was the issue. People would get drunk and people would try to fight you because they see you with your girl. They try to hit on your girl deliberately, try to do stuff, and it's just like it's stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just don't like that club or alcoholic or whatever mentality. I'd rather go to our shows, do what we got to do our music, take care of what we got to do, and then after that, let's get the fuck out of there and go party or chill at one of our houses. You know what I'm saying? Like your house or my house or wherever we're at, type thing. I'm not trying to be out at places for long periods of times. Plus, with all these goddamn shootings and shit, man, it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that shit got me paranoid. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I want to go to like New York and shit just to go see. I ain't never been there, but I'm scared to go for any type of event. Like, who's to say somebody ain't gonna be crazy that night? Like just what happened in New Orleans. It's fucking crazy. Like,
yeah, that shit scares me, man. I don't want to be
like, bro. Why are you attacking innocent people having a good time?
Yeah. It's just pussy as fuck and it's lame. I don't get it.
That's one thing I've never understood is
you do cornball shit, get the actual people. I'm not saying I don't agree with any of that. I'm just saying if you're gonna take your frustration out, take it on the frustration on the person that did you wrong, and then you go to jail still. But don't take it out on people that had nothing to do with whatever happened to you, man. That shit's.
I say go after some government officials or some shit. Why are you going after people that it don't matter if the government don't give a fuck die?
Yeah, no, you take it on a motherfucker that did you wrong. The person that did you wrong, you go slap him or punch him in the fucking face or whatever it is. Don't
y'all see what the government did to Luigi?
If the terror, they get all terrorist ties, and all this. If this true, then as unfortunate as it is, if you're, I want to say this sound like ass, but if you believe that side, if you're that hardcore of a Muslim that believes that if you're all the westernized civilization, that whole people pretty much, if you're not a Muslim, you gotta die. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, people are raised like that and brainwashed into believing that. And And then, so realistically, it's not just one person that they're trying to kill. It's as many as they can.
Yeah.
You know, and that
I
kind
mean,
of
but
changes.
they attacked Orlando too, and that was over gay people. So I mean, it involves it almost it goes towards everybody. Like, what happened to kindness? What happened to just leaving people the fuck alone, man? Just mind your own goddamn business. Stop but investigating and fucking and having to deal with other people's shit that don't include you. If they haven't wronged you, then why are you worried about somebody?
I think people let it build up too much. You know, it's not like when you and I were kids. You know, being born in the
Gossiping.
80s.
Everybody's like gossiping.
You had
It's
a
like
problem with
1950s,
somebody.
and like all the men are in the
Yeah.
war, and all these women are just sitting around like fucking gossiping. It's silly. Grown men are just gossiping about everything, and it's
Stuck on
worry
the
about your
internet.
money, worry about your family. Stop worrying about everybody else. I don't give a fuck what a gay dude is doing, as long as he's not fucking no kids. And none of them are fucking kids because they're like gay adult dudes. Like, they're just fucking other dudes. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
They're not trying to fuck me, so I don't care.
Yeah, as long as you don't try
Let
to
them
fuck
do whatever
me,
they're
do what you
doing.
do.
Why is everybody so inclusive in trying to be in everybody's shit? But you also have to have a little bit of restraint. You can't have people have too much power, because then they change shit too much. Good is always good, but then sometimes they take it too good.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
And it
about
causes
this
problems
world.
as well. It causes more problems. I don't want to get into any of that though, because I'm not trying to get like shamed or anybody by a bunch of people, but I have some ideas on a bunch of shit where they take it too far. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to have equality, but you can't have it tipping scales for anybody. Doesn't matter what group.
Yeah, it should.
No, you're right.
Ain't all
You're right.
inclusive.
They're always trying to tip the scale, and I'm not. And I'm saying that everybody does this. Everybody seems to do that.
Somebody's always out there pushing their beliefs, but then arguing, saying, "Don't push your beliefs on me." That's the problem.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Like
Everybody thinks that they're not doing any wrong, but everybody's doing something wrong and pretending and pointing fingers at everybody else that you did this and you did this. Like, motherfucker, look at what you're doing.
Yeah. Say they talking about they indoctrinating kids, just to indoctrinate their kids.
Yeah. I mean, they indoctrinated kids for hundreds of years. We can't talk about that though. Can't talk about that. Can't talk about shit that they were doing to a lot of people a long time ago. I mean, you can't talk about it, but I mean, it's been happening. You know what I'm saying? But
still doing.
You pretend you don't see some of it, and you pretend you see the other bit. It's just silly to me.
Yeah. But that's the good old USA.
It feels like everybody's trying to be popular. It's like popular to to have opinions on silly shit.
Yeah, social media.
It's nothing about trying to like uplift people and make people want to do better. Helping your friends' business and stuff like that. Everybody wants a celebrity to do better and better. What the fuck happened to wanting your friends and family to do better? Now you get jealous of your friends and family because they're doing a little bit better. I've seen that shit too. It's silly.
Yeah,
people do stuff like that. I don't understand it, but it happens.
I say it's crazy the support we got when we weren't doing views or nothing like that. And then as soon as we started actually doing shit, it's crazy the hate that it came with just doing better, and the people that'll ignore you doing good, but as soon as they see you down on your dick, they're like, "Oh, what's good, bro? What's wrong? This and that." But you can never be there to congratulate when I'm winning. But when I wasn't shit, they was quick to be there talking about, "Oh yeah, that shit's dope."
Or when then you're winning a little bit, now they're just asking for favors on the shit all the time too.
Yeah, luckily,
like you didn't even believe in anything that was going on, and now out of nowhere, I haven't heard from you in 3 years. And now you keep calling me.
Yeah, I say my favorite thing is, "Oh, you still doing that music thing? Like, bitch, I post every 2 weeks a new song. What do you mean if I still doing that?"
You and your bros be grinding though, man. You and your little brothers, y'all be grinding though. Y'all keep putting out good music. So shout out to y'all. Y'all keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I like that.
Always working over there.
Yeah. Always.
I appreciate it.
I like that you even got your pops in a couple of the songs too, man.
Oh yeah, our new album's about to drop next month.
And you got some features in there?
We got Adrian Raps, we got Catalyst with Outlaw Nation, and then we got Hitman with Outlaw Nation too. Shout out Swag G, my motherfucking dog, he on there too. Shit, I gotta get another one with Sticky here soon. We got fucking 3 albums in the works right now, so it's hard keeping on top of everything.
Yeah.
I'd say because on one album we got like Shamu the Panda, TJ Freaks, my dog Domino. We got Joe, of course, on some shit. Fucking, I got a solo album I'm fucking working on. I just got shit out the door trying to do all this shit. Now I'm trying to look. Check it out. Hold on.
What you got? What you got?
I got a whole movie I wrote. I just gotta get
What?
money so I can shoot that bitch.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Do they know? Horror movie. I'm telling you, this is gonna be good. I
Hell
just gotta
yeah.
find investors so we can shoot this bitch.
No.
There's one thing I've realized: this shit ain't cheap, and I only got one camera. I don't have no lights, none of the shit to make it work, or I'd shoot it myself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you gotta
honestly,
have angles. You gotta have multiple angles.
It would be cheaper to hire someone than to buy all the lights, the microphones, the boom mic, the fucking. I need another camera. Otherwise, you got to shoot the same scene twice perfectly just to chop it up.
You got to get
so
at
much
least 2 angles. I mean, I would say y'all got so much good shit going on. You might as well just do it yourself, though, honestly. And you can time it and do it all on your own and make everything be your own angles and views, your own vision of it. Now you have somebody else, do it, and then from then it's going to go to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So you'd rather give them your idea of it and then let them change it once you're about to get that money.
Yeah,
you're about to have somebody change your eye view before it's even done.
If I do get anybody to help me shoot that bitch, they gotta listen. I visions.
How much about it, and then how much are they going to charge you? You might as well have all that. What are you going to pay? You're paying for somebody just to make a video that might or might not, do it. And if it does, it is cool. But if it doesn't, you invested a lot of money. You rather have that equipment, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That way you have that shit. You can control everything, and then you can do more out of that.
Well, I know 2 dope video dudes that have shot movies, seen their work. It's good, and they told me
deal with them.
A day, so
yeah, deal with them and work with them and be like, yo, I'll help you out. Let's bring that price down. Type shit.
You know Dylan. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I say Dylan. He, like I said, he's offered me a good amount of money for like day shootings, and technically, you know what I'm saying. We'd only need 3 or 4 days. It ain't nothing special. There's not too many locations. I shot it so it'd be within wrote it so that way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A lot of like the river's a big scenery part of it and shit. So not too much extra special shit that we need. So that way it's more we just gotta shoot the scenes.
Oh yeah. That's dope.
But shit, bro, you want to check it out? I'll send it to you.
Hell yeah.
What you think? I say I'm willing to take any notes at this point, so that way I can make sure it's perfect when it's time to go.
Yeah. You got like a PDF file and shit?
Yeah, I got it on Word.
Yeah. Just email it to me. I'll check it out.
Like I said, any notes, anything you see, you know what I'm saying, can make it better because I got it's big inspiration from the Scream movie, the original. So I'll say it's a group of friends, shit starts going down.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to give away too much. People love stealing ideas.
Yeah, that's another thing. People love taking people's ideas. That's why I don't like to say too much about what's going on because people like to take ideas and run with it and pretend like they came up with it first.
I'll say I noticed that a lot when I got bigger as an artist. You'll post something and then you'll see 5 motherfuckers post the same shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how people are quick to just grab that shit.
Yeah.
So you got to move in silence, man. Keep them guessing.
2025, that's my New Year's resolution, is move in silence. Don't tell anybody what I'm doing. Just show them afterwards.
I always do that.
Delete Facebook.
It's been a thing in my life. You'll never see me buy something and post it on Facebook. Look what I got. You don't know. I don't.
I do all the time, but I do it to say that hard work proves hard work avails. You know what I'm saying? If you bust your ass, you can get what you want. It's just if you just complain and sit around and nothing's gonna ever happen if you just sit around and complaining. You worried about too many other people instead of worried about yourself.
No, that's absolutely true. There, I mean, if you can do that in a motivational way, then that's pretty awesome thing. But I
like to say I do it in a motivational way, but I don't. I do it like in almost like a semi-stunting type of way. Like, see, this is what the fuck you should be doing. This is how you should be doing it, son. Why are you worried about everybody else? Go get your money. Go get a whatever.
I always just
insert gold or car item.
I know too many people that rather watch other people do it and then cry about their life than actually go do it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I just like to do shit. Pull up on them, when'd you get this?
What's up,
Bob?
He said, "Oh yeah, this whole thing I don't have this."
Yeah, I've
I
had
had
that.
this
What
for
are
a
you
little
talking
minute now.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, man, that's awesome. You thinking about coming down to Florida with any of your dispensaries?
Yeah, I have been for a while. I met some Filipino dudes. They're investors. They own a bunch of properties. I've been trying to talk to them, and they've been thinking about it. Like, because if I don't want to just do like one, because I live so far away, I might as well try to get like somebody that I know to
Right.
set up several of them, and then just help them bring in new product and watch and stuff like that. It just runs easier when you got multiple locations instead of just one location. You just got to watch, have a couple of them next to them, or like a little line of them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do. But if worse come to worse, I'm probably just gonna put at least one somewhere near Jacksonville.
Hell yeah. I would say Jacksonville ain't too bad, especially for something like that. How are the laws? Are they different from Georgia?
Yes, they are going to be different because Florida, well, Georgia just banned flour, so like you can't sell THC flour at all anymore. So everything's
Oh
very
shit.
different now. Yeah,
Damn. How's that affecting what you do?
it affected it big time. It affected a lot of places. Like there's several stores have already been closed down and changed into like cigar bars and all types of stuff. So like it's definitely affected Georgia big time, and they just lost out on hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes. And I don't understand why it happened, but it happened.
It's crazy what they'd rather be legal over marijuana,
Yeah. They're
especially
finding all this
like
stuff to criminalize, but then they're not actually doing anything about like fentanyl and actual child abduction and all this stuff and all this unfair stuff that's really happening. It doesn't seem like any of that is actually being pressed. They're just finding silly things to come up with to restrict, take
yeah.
away freedoms, you know what I'm saying? And we keep allowing that to happen,
I think
which is
it's
a whole
because
other conversation as well.
the majority of the politicians we have are too damn old, is what it is. And
too.
That and
you know,
I feel like a lot
un-
of that is lobbyist money too. Once you start having money involved, people's morals and ethics and values change. And
yeah, well,
it's like
if
you
you're
might come in with good. You might come in actually wanting to help, but then all of a sudden, boom, 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 you start getting hit with all these what do they call like that lobbyist type money, and then you change your opinion on stuff, and I don't know. I feel like people are easily persuaded when it comes to money and stuff like that. Like your
Yeah.
value, it goes out the window. And which is crazy though, because the more money I made, the more I tried to help my friends around me. The more I was like, well, look, I think I can help that guy now. I think I understand a better way of doing it. And I would try to help people instead of the opposite, which is, I don't know, which is crazy to me.
yeah,
But even our government is set up the same. They're not actually helping us anymore.
no,
I think they ain't been in the business of helping us for way before
yeah.
I was born.
Which is why I'm saying you have to make sure you take care of those around you. You can't keep
So if you're in
relying on
your
everybody else, and you
70s,
can't be involved in everybody else's everything. You just take care
let's
of
say
your
if
own
you're,
shit.
if you're in your 70s, the world that you grew up in no longer exists.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Oh, it's
you
different.
probably have no place, to be messing around and having that job because
Yeah.
what we need and see and what they believe when they grew up is two totally different things.
Honestly, we believe like the people that should be running our country or whatever should be in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Because in your 40s and 50s, you've been through everything. You've seen the 80s, the 90s, but you've that mentality, that old school mentality, you haven't been born with. You've seen stuff, you've seen change, and you've really like been in all of that, like as it's happened. You've seen the technology change and everything. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like somebody of that would be more suitable than keep having to elect old people to do stuff for us. I don't
I say
understand.
people
We
that were
keep
alive with
electing 70 and
segregation.
80-year-olds, and they keep giving us 70-year-old and 80-year-olds as our only option. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, the average guy can't, run for office because the pockets ain't deep enough. It's a money
Yeah,
game.
that's
When you
what
run,
was all of that
you
has to
gotta
do with
have,
lobbyists and shit too, though.
yeah, you gotta have so much donors and all this and that before you
Yeah,
can even qualify to run for that. So the average person like yourself or even me or anybody else for that matter that might actually do something and make a difference will never have the
it never
opportunity, really.
happened. It never had the opportunity to do it. Which is I really really respect like President Jimmy Carter, because like he literally gave up a peanut farm so he could become president. And that's like
Well,
that's insane. You know what I'm saying? Like
Most definitely. That I say, not
That-
like
you
Trump
couldn't
who
you
just put
couldn't
his
own
shit
a
to
whole
the
bunch of
side just to
stuff.
get it back.
You couldn't own a whole bunch of stuff. Like you had to give away what you had, and like a peanut farm is like it's not very big, on the grand scale of America.
It
And
was
the
to
fact
him,
that
though.
he was able to get rid of that and then Cape and I don't know. I think that proves how American he is, in my opinion, as opposed
Yes,
to
sir.
any of these other dudes that have happened since then.
Most definitely. I ain't seen a good politician since I've been alive.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah. I ain't seen no good rich man, businessman. Like once they go past a certain point, it seems like they change.
It's the point of no return. I hope they
Yeah.
never get there, man. I hope I never get to the point of no return. I hope I always stay a humble person and shit like that.
Yeah,
That's my
so that
goal.
might just be the blue collar working class man in me speaking, but I've always said that to myself when they talk about these billionaires and all this other stuff. I said to myself, how much money do you really need? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
like you have more
Yeah.
than enough to put it away for generational wealth and still be
It's
able
not
to
enough.
probably help so many people. You know what I mean?
There's no
one
reason that
person
we should
right
have
now probably
a
independently could
homeless problem in this country. There's no reason
Yeah.
that there should be children without food, but somehow we have one of the highest poverty rates when it comes to like disparity between rich and poor. Like it doesn't make any sense that we're the greatest
The
country in
rich
the
people
world.
don't like homeless people.
Nah, it's crazy.
They don't like that shit. They'll do anything but help the cause.
Yeah. Ain't sleeping in their ditches and gutters, are they?
Nah, they gonna make sure they in the fucking dump yard if they have a say, which is crazy. Anytime they make any type of little camp, the cops go bust it up. Like, bro, they ain't got nowhere to go.
Which I like. That's why I like music about like real life shit. You know what I'm saying? I have like the same music that people make all the time. It's make about music with like about what's going on, like around you, not
Right.
around what y'all talk about what happens, but talk about what happens around you. You know what I'm saying? That makes good music. That makes real
Okay.
good soulful type music that touches people and shit like that. If you're gonna make music, make good music like that. Don't just talk about your fucking cars and your rims and this and that. Like that's only cool for so many times, and then your music is just about the same stuff over. So like I try
Yeah.
to like
Seems like these days a lot of it's about the drugs.
doing drugs and shit like that.
That's it. It's like it's all the whole song. It's all I talk about. It's fucking pills and this and that and the whole
If you ain't
thing.
getting
Like,
high, you lame.
yeah, for real. Yeah, it's like seems like what it's come to.
And
If you ain't
I
shooting
make
people, you lame.
I make weed music, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I was like, you got to branch outside of that and make stuff that's different, make a little bit soulful music too. So we started
No,
doing
I'm
a little
talking
bit
about the
outside
guys
too.
that the talking about the
Yeah,
other
like,
perks,
yeah, the
Molly,
other stuff. Oh yeah. Like,
glorifying.
I'm not gonna lie, I listen to the music, but I don't understand how people can be like persuaded so easily through stuff like that.
I say they've worked a whole generation with shit like that.
Now I'm 43, right? So when I grew up, like we were watching like the original Beavis and Butthead and shit like that. Like I never put a cat in a microwave. You know what I'm saying? Like I never did any of that cornball shit. You know what I'm saying? I grew up playing video games. I had a Nintendo. I had a Super Nintendo. I even had an Atari. Like I never, did anything ridiculous like that. Like I guess it's like how you're brought up and like what's around you. I guess
Who the fuck put a cat in a microwave?
that used to happen back in the day.
What?
That used to happen back. That was like a thing. Like they're
Yeah.
like legit doing that because they would say they saw it on Beavis and Butthead. I'm just saying, like like people
That's
are so
some
easily
psychopathic shit.
manipulated to do dumb shit.
That's
I
crazy.
don't get it.
No, I don't get it either. That's that one.
And
Right
then you
there,
blame something, and you blame like Beavis and Butthead, but like you don't like what I'm saying, like that's a cartoon. Like
yeah,
you're not
bitch, you
supposed
made
to
a
jump
conscious
off of a cliff.
decision.
That's
Yeah.
that's-
Looney Tunes. You don't jump off an actual cliff. That's Looney Tunes.
That's the same people that blame McDonald's for making them fat and blame Starbucks for their coffee being too fucking hot, or
Yeah.
the list could go on and on and on.
No.
I don't think you'll ever rid the world of
Stupidity.
That's why I hate social media. The people that shouldn't have a fucking opinion have the biggest opinion on this bitch.
Stupidity are people just looking for like money or clout. Like they see like
Yeah.
in their mind they can make money or clout off this, so they try to either sue or do something stupid to get their name out there.
I don't know how many times I see just disinformation on videos just to get you to watch, and you watch it, and it ain't got shit to do with what they was talking about.
The caption has nothing to do with what the video is about. Yeah, exactly.
It seems too that people have forgotten, that when you stumble across something, because it is technically what we like to call a free country, where people can have their own opinion and their own beliefs, and and like you said earlier, they can live their own life, and I don't give a shit because it doesn't directly affect me.
No.
So leave them be. But now it's changed. You know what I mean? It's not that anymore. The word has slipped my mind, but like I said, the world, that you're right, it just seems to be not.
I mean, it changes every 10 years. Like, it's what it is. Like, when you're 4 years old, everything just changes. Every 10 years, everything's different. Like, you just got to adapt.
Yeah.
Most
and you got to learn. You have to be able to learn too. You got to be able to learn from what your previous beliefs were, but like, in a positive manner, not like in a negative manner.
So do you think the AI takeover's coming?
What do you mean?
Terminators, you think it's coming?
Oh yeah, definitely. The way we're going, we're definitely gonna have some type of fucking robots that are gonna want to do.
I think I actually heard something about that on the news that said something about AI robots they were working on making.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. And that new Google chip that's fucking like 1,000,000 times stronger than our strongest shit we did have. Like, what?
Yeah, all that stuff's coming regardless.
Yeah.
And they're still never gonna increase minimum wage. They'll still show us the robot. They'll be like, oh, but we'll have a robot. Like, nigga, y'all keep coming up with new robots. Y'all got like 17 new robots already. Like, y'all gonna have the robots in McDonald's and picking lettuce and shit anyway. So like, why do y'all keep trying to pretend y'all aren't gonna give out everybody a robot? It's
yeah,
regardless.
That's why I told them when they all felt like they should make $15 an hour. I said, you better keep that shit up. You have a robot doing that job. They can be done with you, out of here.
I say what's sad is the cost of living's gone so high up, but the fucking the minimum wage just stayed the same.
That's what I'm saying. It hasn't gone up since 1995. So like, maybe it shouldn't be $15 an hour, but federally at least should be like 10. And then depending on your state, now you got to jack it up. So like, obviously in Florida, maybe 14, maybe should be more, normal. I don't know. Maybe California should be like 16, but if you live in West Virginia, maybe it should stay at like 11 or 10, but some form of a minimum wage increase. I don't know if it should be 15. I don't think that's fair across the United States.
Right.
I feel like everybody is, all the different states are different. There's going to be a lot of different variations, but we should at least be at $10 minimum wage, at least. And I'm just saying that because that's like the lowest is what I think like you should be giving people. I don't know, like in Alabama and then really West Virginia, because it's a different amount of money goes a different way.
I say you should be able to make at least your rent and food. You know what I'm saying? At least.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that can't even pay rent working a whole full-time job.
Yeah.
It don't matter what it is. It's still if it's full-time, it's clearly an important job.
Yeah.
That's like you said, back to things changing fast, because I'm 41. The first job like on the books I ever had, I made $8 an hour. The first job I ever had. And that was actually friggin' doing tires and oil changes at some shop.
So let me ask, what year was that?
Well, this had to be 03.
So 03. So since then, though, minimum wage is only 50 cents, 70 cents less than that federally and across the entire United States.
Wow.
20-something years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does need to go up, but it doesn't need to be 15. It needs to go up, but that's where the debate should be, is what should the actual price be then? You know what I'm saying? Because I agree with you, but then you got to agree with me that it does need to go up. But now we need to figure out what does the wage need to be then? You know what I'm saying? And we can, the sad part is the higher ups can't even do that. We just even though we disagreed, we're still cool and we're still whatever. But if we wanted to go further, we could agree on something. They can't even do that. That's the sad part. That's why we can't get anywhere further, is that they just keep fighting and just causing more of a rift, and they can't even fix little issues as that. That's a little issue. But that's a big issue though. It's a big issue because it would help millions of people, but it's a little issue because it could take absolutely nothing to fix it.
I think a lot of that too, I like to call it corporate greed, because you basically got, you know, all these CEOs and these big companies that pretty much run everything under the sun that we buy and everything.
And we allow them to get away with whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? We allow them to poison us and fucking treat us like indentured servants and stuff like that. Working at some of these warehouses. I don't want to name any names, but they do shit like that. We just gotta allow it.
Poor guy busting his ass somewhere, you know, for $8 an hour, and some CEO just bought a 5th vacation home.
Exactly.
You know, so really, it comes, like I said, it's just a greed thing, and unfortunately, that's kind of how people are. And
but me and my wife were just going through. We just got a house, and it was like the hardest shit in the world. Like it literally took like 5 months to get everything situated, to get everything for it to actually happen. It's like, but then they can have 9 homes across the entire America, not even just America. Like they'll have a home in like Italy and shit too. And it's like, bro, like save a fucking bathroom for the rest of us, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Can I pee and poop? Jesus Christ, y'all don't need everything.
Yeah, we just bought our house fucking like 2-3 months ago. It was the amount of hoops you gotta jump through just to fucking buy it. Like, bitch, let me buy the fucking house, bro.
Yeah, you let everybody buy a bunch of shit that they can't afford it completely, and then y'all just do whatever. Just let us buy this house. If we fuck it up, we fuck it up.
It's all the hands in the cookie jar. You know, you got your realtor needs a cut, and this guy needs his cut.
Everybody needs a cut.
Builder needs a cut. 5 different inspectors come out. They need their cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Land surveys need their cut.
Yeah. Then you exactly. You gotta pay the inspector, gotta pay this, gotta do that. It's all a freaking.
And then you gotta have money for closing too.
Yeah. Then your wife's gonna want all new furniture.
Yeah.
We need a new couch and a bed and everything. You're like, fuck. All right, we just spent $28,000.
Gotta match the new set.
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah! Congrats on your house, bro. That's an awesome thing. I say
that was the most stressful time of my life. Like literally, like the most stressful time of my life was that last 2 months. Because you're making you go through the hoops, and they already said no to me like a year ago. Because I own businesses, they just wanted to see more stuff. I get it, but it's just like, man, come on, dude. Like you already see everything. Like, why are you making me send you 3 different versions of the same exact document? They'd make you do that. They'd make you send the same things, showing the same numbers, but from 3 different variations, like from different people. It's like it makes no sense. It's crazy.
Yeah, the only time I miss renting is when something breaks.
Yeah.
So when you rent, you know, you just call somebody. Hey, the air conditioner broke. Oh, maintenance, not a problem. You hang up the phone, they come fix the shit. Now, oh, my air broke. Guy shows up. I'm gonna need $7,000. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's Florida. You gotta have the AC, buddy. What are you gonna do?
I think that's the best part about renting is having a landlord, unless you got a shitty one.
Yeah.
To a point, though. I mean, they gotta, you know, take care of that shit there. So
I was gonna say there's some of these slumlord dudes too out here.
I say I've seen some shit on the internet, boy. I'd have to fucking, but you gotta line it up out in the yard, bro.
Yeah.
You're fighting today.
I've seen some shit like that are for rent, like that are like completely unlivable by any type of standard. Like, how the fuck are you trying to charge somebody that much money to live in that place?
Oh yeah, Lake City, boy, they'll charge you $1,000 for a 1-bedroom trailer falling in.
Yeah. Oh, so that's like a huge thing too. Like, you know, like not only is it expensive as fuck to buy a house, you know, hopefully, you know, you get to the point where you're lucky enough to buy a house. But even if you're not able to buy a house, like the fucking rent is insane. The rent is way too expensive. The no fucking rent should be this much. There's no way like a 1-bedroom apartment is more than $1,100 or $1,200, and you're living almost in the fucking country. It shouldn't make no sense.
The market has changed tremendously. Okay, so we bought our house 13 years ago. Okay, $65,000 we paid for it.
Now it's probably worth $265,000.
Right. So we live in a neighborhood. Everybody has at least an acre, you know, so we're spread out. And so let's see, the guy lived across the street. He sold his house. I want to say it was like 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago now. He got like 120 for it or somewhere along them lines. So they bought it, and then just maybe a year or two ago, they sold the house again and sold the house for $215.
Yeah.
So in that short amount of time,
you
know, that the same house has just
Because
You go.
so what
from
happened was
65 to, you know, just ding, 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 up, and was
I
it
was trying to
4?
buy a house in 2013, but like I said, they denied me to be able to buy a house because I needed to prove another year's worth of my businesses because I own a bunch of businesses. So
Like you said,
the houses I was originally looking at, I couldn't even buy those houses anymore because the prices of those houses went up so much in that 1 year between 2023 and 2024. I mean, I ended up having to pay now for a more expensive house, but the houses I was originally looking at weren't as much as the houses I originally wanted to buy. Like that's not what I was going to spend. I was able to. If they would have given it to me, I would have made a lick because my house would have almost doubled.
Yeah.
I'll say what I paid for this, what we paid for this house, I could have probably bought 10 acres with a brick home fucking 4 or 5 years ago.
Exactly.
It's just crazy to believe in that short time, you know, that something would jump in value 4 times over. You know, that's insane. Then they want to, you know, that all the annual rates are down. You know, we try to keep it, you know, friggin' 3% or this or that. You're like that.
And then now check this out. Now you still got to pay property taxes that just increased too. So now you got to pay ridiculous property value property taxes every single year on top of that on that new house that house that just increased in value.
Yeah, they just went up too. Yeah.
And then that's actually really how a lot of people lose their houses. It's not paying their property taxes, and then they come in and scoop in and they take your house away from you.
Yeah. I say it's a whole.
And then you got to built up on property taxes, and now you can't pay that big ass lump sum. And now they sell it on the corner of a courthouse, on the streets.
Yeah, property. I feel like property taxes is a fucking scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to pay
me for something I own.
Pay taxes on.
Yeah, you know you got to pay even more taxes on a place that you've already paid taxes on.
Yeah.
Sadly, a lot of these are older people, like old people, like 60, 50, 70 years old that don't even know this shit's happening to them. Sadly, that's a big thing right now too.
Yeah.
We're not talking about any of these real issues. You know what I'm saying? Like we are right now, but I'm saying people aren't talking about these real issues.
Yeah, people on Social Security that work their whole life, you know, and get a measly $1,200 a month and can't afford to pay the land tax because they're paying $600 a month for their medicine.
Yeah, that's because the medicine is so expensive because they want to gouge them on that as well.
I say, that the medicine's ridiculous as fuck.
I mean, I was in the
other countries.
I was in the hospital thing because I was working at I have a degree in oncology, so I saw, you know, they buy like Band-Aids for like 10 cents, like 5 cents, and they're charging people like $5 for a Band-Aid. Like, bro, like that's an insane fucking markup. Like, really? Like 2 aspirins to get rid of my headache is going to cost me $20. Like you can go to Kroger and get a 100-pack and it's like $5. So like that's barely 5 cents an Advil, but you're charging me $8, $10 an Advil. Like that's where all these costs that's why it costs so much to go to the hospital. That's why you can't go to a hospital and get a fucking anything done to you because they nickel and dime you for everything and they're charging you 1,000% for everything. Yeah. No Band-Aid costs $7. I don't give a fuck. Band-Aid does not cost $7.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I've said it before. Like I said, if you were a politician, you wanted to make a difference, you would have a legitimate sit-down meeting with these CEOs and these people that run these types of places and look at this paperwork and be like, get real, bro. You know, you're making millions and billions of dollars while people out here, you know, eating freaking ramen noodles and, you know, lucky if they're heated up, and there's no reason for it in my opinion anyways.
So like we like say it's like St. Patrick's Day or some big holiday, right? We automatically know it's not fair, or even a hurricane. It's not fair for a hotel to charge $600 for a hotel room and it's a fucking Days Inn, right? We already know that that's not a thing. They should be charging whatever they normally charge, $80, $90, maybe $100. Right. So we look down on that, but we don't look down on them doing it to us. Like when it's a lot higher ups are doing it, but we look at all these other little businesses and tell them this is what you can't do. Well, hey, listen, I think everybody should be on the same page. I think you need to tell these motherfuckers over here they're hoarding too much.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not allowing anybody else to move up the ladder at all, or even just be on the same ladder. The ladder got bigger. The ladder done added like 16 new fucking steps. I was like right here on the ladder. Now I'm all the way down here. I never moved down. It's just the ladder keeps getting fucking taller.
You could put a percentage stop on your markup on some of these items that these companies sell would also help. Because like you said, they're paying, you know, $1 for something and selling it for 100, you know, and that's insane.
That doesn't make any sense that you're gouged. That's price gouging technically.
Technically, yeah.
Like, that's
And
technically price gouging, but
if you added up buying the product, having it shipped, delivered, okay, blah, 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 the whole logistics side of that, and then subtracted everything, looked at the earnings, these guys are making
way
a
too much.
ridiculous amount of money.
And
And
it's still not enough for them.
A couple of those
Yeah.
hands of those pots were making way too much, and they didn't do probably anything.
yeah,
The real people who actually did all this stuff and all that, making sure it got to point A to point B, made sure that it wasn't contaminated, made sure all of this stuff was done properly under, you know, whatever guidelines. They're making pennies and dimes, and then some random asshole, you know, in a skyscraper is making, you know, 100 times what the real workers do.
yeah,
Yeah.
The disparity has changed. Like the average CEO used to only make like 40 times their average employer working for them. Now now it's 1,000 almost times higher. So like, you know, where is
That's
the disparity
insane.
then? You know, in the 50s, 60s, they actually paid a decent amount of money to all their employees. That's how people were able to buy houses. That's how, you know, our parents were able to buy houses. But like I said, the costs of times just keep changing, but the amount of money people are making has never changed. And you got to rely on somebody that, you know, does business good to give people more than the 720s. And now you got people that are only making 720 because you work for some, you know, some slave driver type dude. Or
Yeah.
then now you got the restaurant shit too now, man. Restaurants
some
is becoming a
bullshit.
very annoying issue now. Everybody wants a tip. Everything's tip, and the tip keeps showing you on the little tablet like 20% and up. Why are
But
they
they don't
only
wanna
getting
talk
paid $3 an hour that y'all keep relying only on tips for these people? Why aren't they getting a normal, decent paycheck? Give the people working in these restaurants a decent paycheck and stop forcing us to give tips to everybody that probably doesn't even all go to them. Somebody else gets a portion of the tip that didn't even have anything to fucking do with it properly too. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to make sure that the manager and everybody involved is giving out the right amount of money. It just doesn't seem fair. Because it's never fair.
Anyway, if I stand up and order my food, you ain't getting a damn tip.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, that shit'll pop up at Subway. Tip?
Tip?
For
no,
what?
who the fuck made that? Nobody did that.
Yeah, like
I might round it up. If it's $7.63, yeah, you can keep that, you know, 37 cents or whatever the fuck it is, but you didn't do anything worth $5.
And they actually bring you your drinks and bring you your bread and bring you all your stuff, then yeah, okay, you get a tip. But yeah, not.
And then, but sadly, also depends on how. I don't want to say too much too, because if you're a pretty female, you're gonna get a good amount of tips too. But you have to, you know, like, because you could be sweet and pretty and shit, and dudes are dumb and they'll just give a lot of tips. So I've seen a lot of people that, you know, were not very good waitresses, but get good tips, because I had a restaurant as well. They weren't really doing waitressing exactly, but you can see that it would be sort of unfair on that end as well, which is why everybody should get paid a decent amount of money, not regardless of their sex or any of that stuff. And if you suck at your job, you just get fired.
Yeah.
Because I run businesses and I see a whole bunch of these issues, and nobody really sees a lot of these issues.
Yeah, I definitely think waiters and waitresses should at least be paid minimum wage, at least.
And then be able to bring some form of a tip, but don't be shoving tip down everybody's throat everywhere they go. And then making them feel bad for not tipping enough either, because that's not their job. I tipped you something. Somebody shouldn't get, because that's a huge thing apparently online. It hasn't happened to me, thank God. But like people apparently get mad because they didn't get enough tip, and it's like, bro, like you should be complaining to your employer that for not
making enough for it. You got to rely on that.
I mean, there's the argument to the other side of that, though. I mean, think about it. Say you and your wife go to a nice dinner somewhere, an expensive place. Okay, you both have a steak or whatever, so you both spend $35-$40 a plate. Okay, plus your drinks if you had an appetizer, whatever, glass of wine. Next thing you know, you personally have spent about $120-$130. Okay, just the two of you for the evening out. You ain't been there no longer than anybody else has, but now they go off this percentage thing. Okay, so now you're supposed to tip this lady $35.
Exactly,
just because you went and had yourself a nice dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you didn't get no different service than the dude down there that had a freaking salad.
Yeah. A salad and a soda, maybe his
or a water
meal was $30.
Right, and he's gonna tip you $6 and go on about his day, and he was there the same amount of time that you were.
Exactly. It's a lot of unfair shit going on.
Yeah.
None of the real problems are being addressed either.
No, somebody once said if the only penalty for breaking the law was a fine, then the fine only applies to poor people, or the law only applies to poor people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think any type of like speeding ticket shit like that should be based on your income.
Yeah, if you're a millionaire driving a Ferrari doing fucking 100 through the street, you should be fined like fucking $7,000 fucking dollars.
Yeah,
as opposed to somebody, you know what I mean, that just got a brand new, but to him it's brand new. It's still like a 2000 fucking 11, you know what I'm saying, like a Corolla or Dodge or some shit that's just like started speeding. But like, all right, give him a $300-$400 ticket. But obviously that guy knew way better. You have way more money. And you're just doing stupid shit. Like, it should be a little bit more balanced.
Well, because it's true. I mean, if you think about it, if you had a shit ton of money and you was going to go do something, and if you knew the only thing that they were going to hit you with was a
$200,
ticket,
I'm going to go do that every day because I make $5,000 a day. Yeah. I'm just going to go drive my Ferrari like a dickhead every single day.
That's it. Just might as well just set the freaking, tax collectors up on freaking auto pay and
go ahead and just charge me daily, dude, because you're just going to get it daily at this point.
At this point, fuck it.
The poor bastard working for a living is like, can't get pulled over today. Light bills due. Let me drive real slow.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, the world's crazy. Like you said, we don't address the real problems. We just talk about shit to distract us for a minute.
It's all distractions. All this shit they keep talking about is a distraction for what's really going on. There's real shit going on, and you know what's really going on. You know what's really affecting your pockets and your family, and you're allowing cornball shit because it's cool and popular to keep talking about it. But talk about the real shit and get real shit accomplished so we can all do better and we can all prosper and we can be a great country again, apparently, because we're not great. We are the greatest. I don't know how we can get greater, but we can get greater if we, fix these issues.
Yeah, I say we can definitely get better as a community.
We can get better.
We can definitely get better, but it involves people working together.
I think you have to get people to, like I said, understand.
Not to sound too kumbaya either, but I'm just saying that that's the only way this shit's gonna work. You can't just keep allowing one side to do a bunch of crazy shit and the other side to do a bunch of crazy shit. You just got to be able to agree to disagree and then find some type of resolution that's somewhere in the middle where everybody is happy. It's not a thing anymore. It's gone.
Anytime somebody disagrees, it turns into a shit show, and it's all, like you said.
And I'm guilty of it too, but you know what I'm saying? I know what the issue is, and that's what needs to be addressed. We all need to understand that this is the issue, really. And then
we can all get, mad and blindsided about stuff for sure. Every one of us.
Yeah.
But a lot of that too, because a lot of us hold so true to our beliefs,
Yeah.
The way we were raised and what we were taught and everything like that, we hang on to that so dearly. And that's really where a lot.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having culture and traditions and stuff like that. But like I said, there has to be some form of like resolution. It can't be my way or the highway every single fucking time on everything. It can't be like that. There has to be some form of like, okay, I agree to disagree, but let's, instead of being here, let's like meet somewhere here. And that's gone.
I would love to see it happen, but I don't see it anytime soon. Like obviously being a Southern man myself, I'm a little right leaning personally, but even everything that's going on up there, I don't even freaking know. There's just so much crazy shit.
It's just everything. I don't trust any of it anymore. They've taken away my trust because I don't see anything actually meant to help anybody. It's all distractions and making people disagree and causing issues on Thanksgiving and stuff like that. That's what it's all perpetuated towards, is unrest.
Division.
I see a whole bunch of people just going around kicking hornets' nests for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
And and eventually we all know, you keep poking and poking and poking. Eventually you get stung, So I just hope that somebody with a big head and giant ego doesn't just go around, trying to escalate certain situations that are going on in the world. Because, you know, mathematically, statistically, it's been a long time since there's been a global conflict.
Yeah,
And there's a few people out there in the world that I'm sure would have no problem seeing that shit happen.
yeah.
So, and that's definitely nothing that anybody needs to see. You know what I mean? So,
Which is why we need to try to, do the opposite of what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
We need to be more together instead of more divided, and prove that we're united. If we call ourselves the United States of America, we need to fucking act more like it.
well, you
and
know,
act
we can
more
do
united.
it, man. 'Cause
Oh yeah,
like I
we
said,
can definitely do it.
you
It's just we
might-
need to get
man, you remember? I
his
bet you
news
remember
to stop
9/11
pushing
like
shit.
it was yesterday, because I do. And you want to talk about 9/12? It didn't matter. You were an American. It didn't
I
matter.
know, but I'm just saying though. Sadly, it took a terrorist attack to do something like that.
Right.
We don't need something like I don't want something like that to happen again. Just for everybody to agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like it shouldn't come to something as dramatic as that. But I feel what you're saying. But it shouldn't have to come to that though.
I wasn't.
But you
I was
are
just
right.
using
The
that
next
as an
day,
example.
everybody was together.
Yeah. I was
So
just
that
using
what we're saying is what would have to happen is for that to happen again, for everybody to realize we're all Americans. That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean that's not what I'm saying. What I was just saying.
I know, but what you're saying, but that's technically true though. Almost, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it would have to take something like that almost at this point for something like that to happen again, and that's sad.
I feel like too that there's like a big difference between, you know, your and my generation and the way we were raised versus the not necessarily, you know, the guys now in their 30s or what have you, like Cody's age, you know, that kind of had the same growing up we did. But there are people out there that just, you know, are way off base with a lot of stuff. And it does make anything like that kind of difficult because a lot of people can't swallow their pride and, like you said, move on. So I mean that's just asking a lot.
Change is either going to come with good or bad.
Yeah,
change is going to come regardless. So we might as well work together for it to be good and not for it to end up bad. Is what I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like my mentality.
No, I agree.
It's going to happen. You're like, you know, I'm 43, so I've seen so much different shit. Like, you know, everything keeps changing and changing and changing, but like it's always going to be the same shit. As long as, you know, you can, you know, work together, you can always come up with a resolution. But if you're not willing to work together and you're just going to be like, I'm wrong, I'm right, and you're wrong on every single thing, no matter what it is,
right?
No one's ever going to be able to, you know, fix anything.
Most definitely.
And I mean, that causes a lot of problems too. I mean, that same mentality deals with like music and everything too. You know, that's why there's a lot of beef. Everybody wants to think that they know everything. Sometimes, you know, somebody might know something. You have to think that somebody might know something. Just because you don't know what it is, that you don't know this, that doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't know that. You don't have to argue with somebody and try to check them on Facebook or Google and like prove that they're wrong or whatever.
Yeah,
which is a huge thing as well.
That's the era we're into now, I guess.
Fucking technology. Like I said, it gave a lot of dumb people a voice that should not have had a voice because they think they know everything just because they got Google.
Exactly.
Well, there seems to be never a consequence. You know, that's a thing I think that the internet's created, because when I was a kid, you know, the age of some of these guys, hell, even into my 20s, you know, when you had something to say to somebody, you either had to call them, text them, say it to their face. You know, it wasn't like, oh, let me just hit them up on this friggin' Facebook and talk all this shit, or Instagram or whatever the hell.
And as soon as it gets real, they hit that block button.
That they didn't agree with, you know what I mean? Generally, they didn't mind, you know, punching you square in your mouth. And a lot of people these days get to say whatever they want to say with no consequence, you know. Like I said, I guess we were just raised different, because like you, I'm 41 myself, so I was right behind you, you know, growing up, and it really was a different era, you know. I mean, sometimes that's how you got some of your best friends, you know, was out in the middle of the street. So
yeah,
I think my generation was the last that grew up kind of like that, and then it was towards like in the elementary schools when technology started blowing up for us, like having internet and computers and shit. Because we still played outside until like late high school type shit when Facebook started popping and whatnot.
It seemed to me we focused more on local things. You know, I remember watching the local channels and the local news come on.
Local news.
They would talk about the national stuff for maybe 5 friggin' minutes. And
but you would know what's going on at least in your community. You would at least know that
what was going on locally, but outside of that, it didn't get you worked up because you didn't know about it, so it didn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad. I really do feel for everybody, out west right now that are dealing with everything that they're dealing with. But once upon a time, you wouldn't have this giant uproar. Which sometimes giant uproars do good movements. Don't get me wrong, but you have people that are thousands and millions, whatever miles away. Everybody's got to put their 2 cents in on stuff, like you said earlier, that really has nothing to do with them,
Yeah.
And,
well, we're all desensitized now too to
it's giving them
tragedies.
the platform.
Just like it's tragedy happened. It's like, oh, cool, well, this happened, and then you just talk about it, and then that's it.
Yeah, because when Columbine happened, it wasn't an everyday thing. Now you hear about a school shooting, like, oh shit, that sucks, but people forget.
So when I was in high school, what was crazy was bomb threats was a thing in the school that I was at. That where we lived, that we just had bomb threats all the time. I used to actually keep like 2 pairs of like Kroger or like it was like Food Max back in the day. 2 like Food Max like grocery bags in my locker because I might have to go out, and then they just make us walk around the track. The track and field, the track. That's what they just make everybody from school walk around the track. And this would happen like 5 times every single year. So it was like normal. But like that was like weird. Like back in the day, like you had like mad bomb threats. And that was like almost like the starting of like desensitizing people was in 96, 97, 98 was just mad bomb threats at your school.
Yeah.
Right.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't want my Jordans to get fucked up. So I had 2 trash bags, 2 little fucking grocery bags. I would tie them on my shoes because it would start raining or something. Now your shoes are fucked up, which happened. So I was like, nah, that's not happening no more.
Nah, not no more. Yeah, it is crazy.
Now they just got straight up shootings, which is fucking crazy. And they don't even talk about it when it happens anymore. Like it's not even like a news type of thing. Like it's like it happened so much that we don't even hear about them anymore. That's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. That's crazy. When I was growing up, we had to hide under our desk for like tornado drills.
Yeah.
Now they have like school shooting drills because somebody might come in mad because I don't know, like somebody took somebody's girlfriend or they made an F on a fucking test. I don't know what would make somebody do this, or they got bullied by somebody. That's just
a lot of them have been older kids going to elementary schools and shit. Like that's fucking. Why would you?
Take some of those ones.
Children?
Yeah.
Like it's not even the people that fucking made you feel the type of way you're feeling.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's such a weird thing. It's kind of when you think about it, like so unreal that it happened so much. Like
I couldn't even come up with a reason at all because, like you said earlier, if I had a problem with somebody to that point, I'm gonna obviously take it up with you personally. You know what I mean?
What could a 7-10-year-old or whatever have to do with anything about what's going on in your life?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you innocent people that have nothing to do with the way you're feeling?
Yeah.
Anybody out of school,
how that would ever validate anything inside your head.
I don't know.
Wow.
But I guess it's one of those things. It's just incomprehensible. You know what I mean? Unless you're in that state of mind, maybe. I don't know. I could never understand it.
Same thing on that, dude. You just gotta accept the fact some people just ain't wired right, man. Something in them, freaking. And
my thing is how are we getting more and more and more of this going on? It's like when we're living in our time, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like this didn't happen, so it's like, what happened? At what point did this start happening, and point did this start happening to where it was normal? Like I can't even remember.
You say that, and it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder about population numbers, because obviously, I mean, I don't know what they would be, but I mean, this is let's just say hypothetically, if the population doubled, then there's half the opportunities there would have been.
Yeah, but it seems to be like 1,000 times more of the opportunities than have been.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's crazy. And I think a lot
Wondering
of
if
things
it's not
too
like
these days-
food and shit, like filling us with all these weird chemicals and stuff like that, and all the food that we're eating has so much shit in it. I wonder if that's
Yeah.
not because we already know it's causing issues in your gut and your intestines. What about if it's causing problems in people's mental? I don't know.
Could
I'm
be.
sure it could affect you because I mean I think I was reading something not too long ago
It
that
would
was
be the only
talking
thing that would make sense to where
some of
it's
that
so.
it can affect your sleep patterns and things like that, certain things that you eat. So I mean, yeah, technically if you didn't get enough sleep, obviously that would lead to all kinds of issues that could keep
Everybody,
going.
people have been stressed out for ages. This shit wasn't
Yeah.
happening in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and it started some point in the late 90s, and then now it's a normal. So what happened in the
Now
last
everybody
20
got
something years
anxiety.
that made this happen? And we already know what's been going on in the last 25 years.
Cell phones and social media.
But food too, probably in there as well. Some of the issues. But yeah, cell phone and
look
social media definitely.
on the food thing there though. Look how fast that's changed. Okay, your grandparents more than likely knew how to garden and how to take care of things and how to raise animals and pretty much you could give them a chunk of land and they could go out there and make it happen.
Yeah.
And somewhere between them and my kids' generation, it's
all gone.
It's changed. Yeah, these kids don't know. If the cell towers and the internet and the lights got cut off tomorrow, and they couldn't go to friggin' Walmart and pick up the stuff they wanted, they wouldn't have.
I feel like a lot of that has to do with being complacent with what we've learned. Like so, like with our back in the day when we were kids as well. So like all guys sort of knew a little bit about cars. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not here or there, but at least you knew how. If you had to change a tire, if you had to like fucking change your oil, maybe not take down your whole fucking transmission or something, but little shit you'd be able to do. A lot of guys can't do that nowadays. Back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of girls growing up, their moms would teach them how to like sew and like put a needle through thread and do stuff like that. I don't think anybody knows how to do that anymore unless you're from like Vietnam at this point. You know what I'm saying? So like there's a whole lot of trade and stuff that our parents and grandparents used to do that was we never had to, or that we learned, but was never passed down again because we don't. Why not just go to the dude that does our dry cleaning and we got a lady over there that can do it or something of that nature. So like it's almost like a lot of these things that we should have just learned how to do just because we don't even do that anymore because it's easier to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Why even teach it?
But home ec, we had home ec. Obviously, we had to do that stuff. Middle school, high school era, and they taught you all that stuff, how to cook and how to whatever
do a bunch of stuff.
Right, and I'm pretty sure they don't do that anymore.
I'm sorry, I didn't have it in high school.
Yeah,
but
that shit's gone in the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But then they come. I mean, they don't want to give enough money to schools to teach any of the stuff that we actually probably need them to learn.
Yeah. There's no reason teachers should make as little money as they make.
You just teach them like just learn math and then this stuff like that, but then you don't teach them like how to be a good person in society and stuff like that, and learn how to do stuff. Like maybe they need to learn about taxes a little bit, learn how to do their taxes, so that when they get a job, literally next fucking year, they understand all these concepts and stuff like that. They don't even teach them about any of that stuff, and they just throw them into the world. And then we complain that they don't know anything, but it's like they're not being taught anything really.
So they get taught stuff that unfortunately in the real world, in a day-to-day, the average person's life, you'll never use again. Like you talk about math. I mean, outside of your basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, on a day-to-day basis, you're
never gonna use trig,
calculus, man.
Nah.
You ain't out there working for NASA building fucking rockets, dude. You don't need to know this shit. So some of that stuff that they teach these kids to me is pointless. It really, I guess, depends on what you want to do with your life.
I'll say general education is kind of stupid because you can't.
I think you get that crazy in math, in a general education thing. Like they got fucking math problems now that are like true false type shit. Oh, is this true? That true? You know, all this other crazy horse shit, little symbols and signs. People get too deep off in math because math technically is like never ending. And the average person, they don't need to know that shit. You know
but another thing too is they want it done their way too. So like you have to do the math a certain way. So like I took a bunch of physics classes and stuff because I have a medical degree. But I remember one time I came up with an equation. It was transferring power like with heat or something like that from one object to another. Like you would have to come up with a specific number. Maybe it was like newtons. I can't remember what it was. It was a while ago, but I came up with this equation and it worked. But they're like, no, that doesn't work. You have to learn to do the math that we teach you. And then you teach it and you learn and you see like your friends going to school and then the way we did normal math. And then you see some of this math that's like, I don't even know what the fuck they call it, but it's crazy as fuck math. But it's not like regular math where you just do 20 times 20. They do like 10 times 10. And then there's like another fucking equation. And it's like super weird and advanced for no reason. And it just makes it mad complicated. Why the fuck do you have that? If you can come out with the exact answer, why does it matter how you got that answer? As long as you can do math and come out with that specific answer, 2 + 2 = 4. It doesn't matter how you got that answer, as long as that's the actual answer. But then they want to see some shit. And I feel like that causes a lot of confusion and stuff like that with too, because I have friends that are my age that have kids that are like 10 and 12. And they're trying to do math and shit. And they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, we never had to do this. And then they're wrong because that's the way they were taught to do math. And you can't even teach a kid math.
I had the exact situation happen to me when my oldest boy was in middle school. He came home with a math paper. It was fractions, which fractions, oddly, I'm actually pretty good at. So he's like, hey, I need your help doing this. So we're doing the problem and I'm showing him, you know, how to do it. And he keeps telling me I'm wrong. And I'm like, bro, I'm not wrong. I'm telling you, this is, you know, how you do it. And we're going through it. And he's like, okay, fine. Because he's just like, no, he couldn't remember what it was, but something about it. He was like, that's not how the teacher did it, you know, basic type of stuff. And I'm like, well, this is how I do it. So this is how we're doing it. Well, he turned the paper in and the teacher tried not to give him credit for the paper and tried to say that it was all done wrong. So I ended up calling the teacher and basically had to go, look, I said, were all the answers correct? And she goes, well, yes. I said, did he show his work? And she was like, well, yes. I said, then you're going to give him credit. I said, because you sent him home with a math paper that you didn't teach him how you wanted him to do it. So he came to me for help, and that's how we did it. That's how I was taught to do it. Yeah. So you're going to give him credit for this paper, you know, which they did end up obviously giving him credit for the paper. But to even have to go through that whole situation, like you said, is a freaking joke.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The way we were taught to do math problems is completely different than the way my kid, like now. My youngest kid.
They say it's easier, but I don't know.
That shit. Yeah, that shit's way harder.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
None at all. And we were taught the simple way. I
guess. Multiplication and division shouldn't have an extra 13 steps.
Yeah, not at all.
You need like 2 separate equations. None of that works. Like I remember having to do it super easy. Like there's equations that you can do in your head that you can't even do in your head anymore with the way they want you to do it.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't do it the way they wanted you to do it, just in your head and just do the math. Like you couldn't do it.
We were kids. They called it long division for a reason. Boy, you used to get that paper and it was like triple digit numbers. Boy, it was like, fuck, it should be half the page.
Yeah.
Math
12 decimal points and stuff.
That's good stuff. That's crazy. But like I said, another thing that's changing so fast. Really. You watch the kids grow, you know, that makes it worse when you watch the kids grow. My oldest is 21.
Oh my God. Like,
yeah. The way they do stuff's crazy.
Especially where it came from.
Yeah. They all do well. Shout out to the kids. They do good.
Shout out them bitches for learning that bullshit.
What is that math even called? I can't even remember what it's called, but it's got a crazy name too.
They tried the Common Core shit for a little bit. And that was Common Core, if my memory serves me correctly, was some crazy crap where they took like the middle numbers and
Common Core. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Is that gone too? Or is that the same thing you're talking about?
They did that for a smidge here in Florida. They don't do that shit no more.
Good, because that shit was
So,
ridiculous.
But they still do weird math. It's just not that weird of a
It's
math.
less common or more common.
Yeah. It was like I said, math is never ending. It's people overthink shit and it could just go forever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, no reason for the average, person to have to learn that crap and need to know it to graduate is kind of crazy.
Yeah, but then not learn about a whole bunch of other stuff in life.
Yeah, because I learned
I feel like they should definitely do a generalized. If they're going to do generalized education, at least do it about life and what's coming.
Yeah.
I believe that certain people are just born to do certain things, and when you don't give them that opportunity, to explore their creativity or whatever it is, you rob them, of something that they could have been really super great at. You took up that time with your bullshit math that they could have truly been finding themselves, and then maybe then all the depression and the shootings and all the crazy shit might be a little less instead of trying to conform everybody to one fucking bubble, because I can tell you right now, you don't need a college education. You don't need to put yourself in debt. You don't have to do all this crazy shit to actually, go make good money, if you're willing to do, a little bit of work. And I mean, like, you're a prime example, not to take anything away from what you've achieved, but I mean, you have a degree, you went to school, you graduated, you did that. That's super fucking awesome. But at the end of the day, what you do, I mean, did you really have to go through, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Medical school to do what you do today? No, you didn't.
Spend $100,000 for almost no reason.
Yeah. And and there's millions
it taught me a lot, but it didn't teach me like what I like, it was like a learning experience. It was the most expensive learning experience, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was a great opportunity. You saw some, I'm sure, really interesting things,
But so maybe I might not have been as successful as what I'm doing, maybe. Because I think it definitely helped me with a lot learning the sciences and all that, because now I understood all that stuff. But like you said, like, I'm not actually doing what I went to school for,
right?
Like, at all.
Yeah, and that's what I was touching on, because like I said, there's millions of other people that are unfortunately just like you. They went to college and they put themselves in a spot and they spent all this money and basically come out at the end of the day with a degree that you really never needed. Yeah, you could have been just as successful without it, and the $100,000 that you spent on that education could have went toward something else. So it's it's just kind of crazy that everybody's pushed so hard into certain things without really given the opportunity to just, like I said, try to find something that they're just naturally good at and like to do.
So when I was in medical school, there were multiple people like in my classes that were that already had a different degree, and they're basically just changing their degree. So they already had a medical degree. They just wanted to change it and have a different specialty. So it's like now you already went through college, did something, and then you're like, I don't even want to do that anymore. I want to change it and do something slightly different, and then have to go through another 3 years worth of college to learn something completely different. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's like a lot of money. And then one of them isn't even doing any of that.
Yeah.
So he's got like 2 degrees and he's doing something completely different than all of that. So that's crazy.
There are some people out there that are just career students, and they like having all the initials at the end of their name, I guess, or something. I mean, I understand that. Yeah, that just also falls down into some people actually enjoy doing all that schoolwork and cramming them books. We've all met them people that
shit. I got nightmares that I got test exams and shit that I got to do. And then I literally, this literally happens every like once a year. I'll have like a fucking something. I'll wake up and thinking I still got a test exam. I'm like, dude, I'm 43 years old. What the fuck am I like? I have anxiety over like some physics test or something. Like, this literally has happened multiple times. Like, and I'd be like, oh man, why am I worried about that? And I just go back on with my day. This is something like bothering me for an hour and I can't figure out what it is. And it's like, oh shit, I got a test. I'm like, what test do I even have? But it's because of a dream I had earlier that night. It's fucking crazy.
This test called life.
Yeah.
That's funny. But if I just feel like if they took a little more time, which I mean, kudos to teachers, obviously. You know, when your kids are in school, they spend, honestly, if you're at work and your kids are at school, you know, shit, your teachers see your kids sometimes more than you do, you know, sad as it is to say. So, I mean, hats off to them. But
they definitely need to pay teachers and cops more and stop paying CEOs so much.
absolutely.
There's a whole lot of people getting paid not enough, and a whole lot, and several people that are getting paid way too much. There shouldn't be 100 people making like millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, while thousands and thousands, if not millions, of people are fucking going broke.
I think that falls back too on how we're raised, you know, because I do the same shit. Like I'll be driving down the road, dude, and see some, you know, giant mansion, some 30 freaking bedroom house, you know, and I'll laugh and look at my wife and be like, yeah, I bet 2 people live there.
Live that big ass house, barely using 2 bathrooms and one.
Wife got this giant ass house for no reason whatsoever. But like I said, we weren't raised like that. So in my mind, it seems to me like no matter how successful I ever became to be in life, I could never own some shit like that because I know I don't need it.
Need it, exactly.
Yeah, so it's weird. I don't care if I had $2 million today, I'd never own a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or, you know what I mean? But it all stems from, like I said, the way my life has gone thus far. You know, if I was born into that shit, then you expected it everywhere you went.
Mm-hmm.
You have a different perspective. So,
yeah.
I don't need me a big old house. I just need me a lot of land.
Right?
Yeah. That would be my major purchase right there.
Off the cut.
I say, give me 1,000 acres and one of them Florida farmhouses or them Georgia farmhouses with a nice wraparound porch, 2 stories, 3 bedrooms. I'm all right.
Right in the neighborhood, and we got a homeowners association. I'm tired of these motherfuckers already.
Yeah, I can't do no homes owners.
Bro, they tell you what kind of fence you can have, what kind of stain you can have on your fence, what color your fucking roof tiles are allowed to be, what kind of plants you're allowed to plant. Bro, it's insane.
Yeah, that's wild as fuck right there.
It is.
I couldn't do it.
I didn't know it was this bad. I thought it was just a bunch of just normal shit, but no. They got a whole bunch of rules.
They're nice to a point. I mean, maybe I think a lot of people on these HOAs are just like power hungry, fucking crazy people, like retired fucking detectives or some shit that got nothing better to do. Some old judge, you know, like I'm the HOA manager. But at the same time, you know, when you spend that kind of money on a house, the last thing you want to do is come home and pull in your fucking driveway and your neighbor house looks like fucking shit, you know, complete grass growed up, shit falling off of it, ugly ass colors. I mean, you wouldn't want to look at that stuff. So I mean, to a point,
within reason though.
Yeah, within reason, exactly. Yes, within reason. Not just defense.
Yeah, motherfuckers just like to run shit.
People ain't got no power. Once they got power, then they do a little bit too much.
Yeah,
get where they come from.
That's the only thing that sucks too, because you might think somebody's good enough for the job, but then that power.
The way I look at it is, I look at it as whatever I built could be taken away from me too. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Like something could happen, anything could happen. Health reasons, like I could be dumb and do something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Make a bad decision. So you know, you don't want to act like you're too good for school because you might be back where you originally were. Just because you made it big, that doesn't mean you're there forever.
True.
So, yeah, that's why I try to approach every situation with an open head and ears open. You never know what somebody can drop on you.
Yeah.
Man, what are you holding in your hand, man?
This? Or this?
Yeah, you. What is that?
There's a mic.
You got a light up microphone?
Yeah.
I thought it was like one of them LED speakers.
I was trying to figure it out. So I was like, what is that? A speaker? What is that?
Yeah, it's a little mic.
Hey, y'all ain't living like hippie. This man got a light up microphone.
Here, hold on. I got the golden one too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's for when you feel like balling.
Yeah. Nah, that new one I got that. That came in a nice wooden box and everything.
Hell, I already can't afford that.
I was about to say that. I ain't never got nothing expensive enough to
light up one
custom wooden box.
The light up one came in there.
No, that
gold
Newman
one.
I just got.
Oh yeah.
I say Thomas put me on game, so I had to upgrade my audio.
Oh yeah.
Big shout out Thomas Swanson, motherfucker, genius.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
homie.
Yeah, life's way different from when we was growing up to now. That's why even in my newer song, I said Hank probably wouldn't have done it this way. It's been 3 generations. Things ain't the same.
We
Like,
sound
just
like
you
a
know,
whole
Hank
bunch of
wouldn't have
old
done it
men
this way.
complaining.
Yeah,
It's just simple observations, man. It's literally just simple observations.
Yeah, I'm not complaining, man. Hey,
Yeah.
anybody watching this right now, bro, do you, dude? I got nothing but love for you. Live your life
that's
how
what
you
I'm
want.
saying, bitch. Whatever makes you happy, do it. I
That's
don't
it.
give a fuck.
As long as your waves stay in your own damn lane. Don't bring them
As
over.
long as you don't fucking come over here, even if you want to be a cat and shit in a litter box, just don't shit in my fucking yard. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, I'm glad none of my kids wanted to be no animal, boy. They're straight up. I'd have went and bought them a kennel. I'd have been like, "Well, you want to be a dog? Here you go. Oh, I'm going to bed. Get your ass in the box."
Yeah,
Telling you.
here's some kibble for
Food
dinner.
bowl, water bowl. Be like, "There you go, Dad. I can't eat this. Why not? It's dog food. Like you
Yeah.
wanted to be a dog. Let's go. Tighten up."
You gotta eat Purina now.
You're a
Fancy
Purina
piece.
kid.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
not
not
telling
one
you.
of them. Not one of them kind of parents. Oh yeah, you could be a dog. No, hell, you ain't a damn dog. Okay.
I feel you on that one. But
If one of
you can
my
be a
kids
lot of
ever would have
things,
come to
but
me and been like,
you can't be
"Daddy,
an
I think
animal.
I'm a girl," I'd have been like, "Well, you're not. So sorry."
I feel like
No.
that might be somebody that just might be a little too coddled when they were kids. Just told them no. Parents just
Yeah.
never told them, no, that's not what's going on right now. I
Yeah.
think
That
I
sound really
always
honest
kept,
with
I
my
always
son.
kept it real with my kids because I always felt like that would prepare. Like I had friends growing up that lived that sheltered type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? Parents pretty much did every single thing for them, and at the end of the day, unfortunately, most of them are the ones that ended up making the bad choices in life. And ended up in not so very good places. Whereas, the other people that had the more stricter parents that wanted to know where they were and what they were doing and what was going on, they just ended up at the end being better, more successful people.
yeah.
And so it does come from good parenting. My granddad told me when I had my first kid, he said you could either be your kid's friend or their parent. You can't be both.
Both. Yeah.
Right. He said, because if you're their friend, you're always going to want them to like you. But if you're a parent, there's going to be times where they don't like you. And that's really what being a parent is kind of all about. You got to hold your ground and steadfast. And sometimes you're going to end up being the asshole for a little bit, but a day or two goes by and they get over it and y'all move on. And there's boundaries set. They know what they can and can't get away with. And
And then
I
they
think
actually learn from those whatever they did.
exactly. Like we joke all the time. You got to give them enough leash. It's like they used to say with the dogs. Give them enough leash and see what happens. So, but no, all my kids really turned out great. They're I got 2 in college and 2 in high school, so I got no complaints. They're both of them doing really well in school. Everybody. So I don't know how I got so lucky on that aspect, but it worked out.
Shout out to the little cousins.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, mine starts elementary next year, so he's got a lot. But
you'll see here soon how fast that stuff starts going.
It's already going fast. It's crazy. He's already 5. Like, fuck.
I tell everybody with little ones, enjoy it now, because I'm telling you, you're gonna blink. You're gonna blink, and it's gonna. They're gonna walk out of the room one morning. They're gonna look at the who did. You're gonna be like, "What the hell? Who are you?" And that's it.
Right? Why you got an attitude eating all my food, bitch?
A lot of good times though, man. A lot of fun stuff. So definitely no complaints there.
I say definitely having a child was one of the awesomest experiences in life. Just watching them grow and shit's just fucking crazy.
I don't have one yet, but I'm going to soon, hopefully.
Little baby Woo coming soon.
Yeah.
Hell I have nieces.
Bro.
They're fun. We might as well have one now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
might
for
as
sure.
well. I say you done about your house, everything. There ain't no point in waiting, especially if
exactly.
you want kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if there was one thing on that I could have changed a little, so I'm like blessed and cursed at the same time when it came to my kids, because I had my first kid when I was 20. So like obviously you're not set, you know, you don't own a house and you got no fantastic job or any of these things going on in your life, so you struggle, for a lot of that until you finally get everything figured out. But at the same time, I'm 41 now, so like I said, the oldest one's 21 years old. They're kind of grown, so if they were to move on here in the next few years or whatever and have kids of their own, I'd like to think that I still have a lot of life left in me to get to enjoy that too, and have my house paid off and have my stuff taken care of without having to worry about all of that,
That's true too.
where with so it's like I said, I had the early struggle, but I think I'm going to get to enjoy the later years, and which obviously you will too. But when your kids graduate in high school, if you were to have one next year or so, you know what I mean, you're gonna be damn near, in your 60s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's gonna hurt my knees trying to teach them basketball.
yeah, it just kind of.
Got a jump shot.
But yeah, by all means, dude, definitely have a kid. They're great. They're fantastic. And like I said,
Yeah.
the fact that you got your place now and you're set up, dude, yeah, you'll love it.
I say that makes a world of difference having all that
They,
shit
they,
set up too.
they get up and like when they were all babies, obviously you spend time with them, hang out with them and stuff like that. But when they get up and start moving around and wanting to do stuff, that it gets real fun. And then you got to, you get to introduce them into all the stuff that you like to do. You're like, hey, come on, let's go try this, and it's a good time, man. You'll really enjoy it. And then to leave the legacy too, is obviously
there's no point in working this hard to not have anything.
Right. If you've got nobody that, you can hopefully one day, pick up the torch and keep going. You know what I mean? That's really what the goal is, the end game, is the helping the next generation, I guess, because just because I killed myself my whole life doesn't mean, my kids have to, or, their kids or whoever. Like eventually somebody's getting all this stuff. So I mean,
I say generational wealth.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. I mean, if you look at a lot of successful people in the world, it comes from generational wealth. I mean, that's how the connections are made, and how the startup money. I mean, you're well aware of that. That's where that stuff comes from. You can't just call the average Joe off the street and be like, "Hey, I need to borrow 30 grand," and they go, "Okay, yeah, I'll cut you a check." No, you got to know the right people. You know what I mean? That doesn't just come from whoever. You called me up and needed to borrow 100 or something. Sure, I got you, man. No problem. You hit me up needing 10 bands. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I can't really help you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a little different. So
fair.
It's just the way it is, though. That's life. We're all given a different deck. It's all in how you play them.
Play the cards, yeah.
But I have no complaints in life, man. Like I said, I had a long, good story, and I'm still going. So, still walking, still talking.
Shit, we're entering into the last 3 to 5 minutes of the show, y'all.
Well, it's been a great conversation, Woo, man. I appreciate you coming on and talking with us and giving your insight on everything, dude. Like, we touched on a lot of subjects tonight. That's one of the things I love about doing the show is you never really know. It starts with obviously the music, and then it kind of
shows into all kind of other stuff.
Yeah, it's just good to see, that casual conversation. It all obviously leads to good stuff. So,
most definitely. That's why I called it the shit cast, because we're just shooting the shit.
Well, it's like we were saying earlier, we ain't always got to agree on 100% of everything, bro, but that doesn't mean that we have to freaking hate each other. That doesn't mean that we got to have a problem. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It doesn't make me, dislike you or anything like that. And being able to do this and seeing everybody's perspectives, and like I said, how you come up and the stuff that you had to deal with, it ain't the same, from what I've had to deal with.
Everybody has a different story.
Right, but hearing the story and you know and seeing where you're at today, dude, I think is really awesome. You know, everything that you've gone through and did, and
I
you've
mean,
done
that's
it,
like
dude. You know what I
that was
mean?
like
You
the
still
whole
got
part
5 years in you.
I left out that I dropped out of high school and I got a GED, and then I just like didn't do anything for like 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole bunch
Yeah,
of shit that I did. Like I could look back on and be like, I wish I would have done something different, but really it wouldn't have made me who I am today. I would have just been
exactly,
a mindless
exactly.
drone working for a job, doing what somebody told me to do instead of thinking for myself.
Right.
But I didn't realize that until I was like 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? So some people, it takes a little
Yeah.
bit longer for them to realize what their real full potential is. They just got to see the world for what it really is, and
Yeah,
then make them own decisions and choices and roll.
Yeah, they say you're growing at 18, but it wasn't until I
Yeah.
was like 25, 26, I really started comprehending
Yeah.
the world around me. I don't know if it's like that for everybody, but
Like I said, for me, I was like about 30, 29, 30 before I started
Yeah.
really seeing everything for what it really was. And that's when I started making changes.
most definitely.
I was one of them kids that couldn't wait to get the hell out of my mom's house. And
Same.
I moved out of there when I was 17 years old. And I mean, yeah, obviously it's a struggle for a while. You know, sometimes you end up. Before I finally ended up my own place, you know, I slept on a lot of folks' couches and freaking, you know, you do what you got to do. But like you said, dude, it makes us who we are, and
Yeah.
it shapes
Molds
us
you.
as people. And I think if a lot of people just start accepting some of the bad shit that's happened to them and move on with it, they might find themselves to be a lot stronger than they think they are. And once you realize that, you know, you can achieve great things. So
A lot of people have a lot of self doubt too, as well too. So
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
not everything is gonna be a hit. You're not gonna score big on every lottery. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta, if you're not playing the game, you're never gonna win. So you know what I mean? I'm
Exactly.
not saying to play lottery, but I'm just saying, if in life, like, try different
Very
things,
quick.
see what makes you happy. If it doesn't make you money or doesn't get you fully fulfilled, then it's okay to try something different.
Yeah,
Most definitely. Y'all hear that? People just try it. If you don't like it, fuck it. At least you tried it, though.
At least you tried.
Life's
Yeah.
way too fucking short to be worried about what somebody's gonna think of you because you did something.
Yeah, and regardless, whatever happened,
Or
I'm
think
sure
of people thinking that you failed, like you didn't do something, so you're a failure in
Yeah.
life for the rest of your life. Like that's not the case, man. Just
No.
because
I
you
say
failed one time or you
it
did
don't matter
something
what
that,
nobody else feels.
like
If
I
you
was,
feel
I
it,
even add,
feel it.
like my parents used to think that I was like a fuck up too, and like in my 20s and like 30s, and I had to prove to them that I wasn't. And now, like, they're completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
definitely.
I used to have depression and stuff like that from that, like thinking, man, I can't. What am I? My parents are never gonna be. My parents think I'm a fuck up, like for real, for things. And it's like it kind of hurt, kind of made me want to, do better.
Yeah.
Right. That's
And
understandable.
now I retired them, and what I'm saying, like everything comes to me, but like we have no issues anymore.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, that's awesome.
That's
Everybody has
beautiful.
to. Everybody's got to walk their own path, you know, and
Now they're
you
super
know,
proud when they talk to like family and friends and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they'd be like, oh yeah, he's cool, he's here, whatever. But you could tell like they weren't, very impressed with what I was doing.
yeah.
It's different now, so it can happen
Hell
to
yeah.
anybody. You just got to
Yeah.
try.
If you, yeah, that you know, you grow up with good folks like we did, then you definitely have some of them moments in life where they ain't overly happy with you.
Yeah,
So,
I got
but like I
arrested for
said,
weed.
man,
They did not like that. Right before I was going to medical school, that shit.
I bet the fuck
And it
not.
didn't fuck me up going to medical school or anything like that. But they were just like, man, you motherfucker. Like I was like, whoa, man. And then when I didn't want to finish, like when I finished college, but I didn't want to pursue and stuff like that, and then they're like even mad again. But like I said, everybody's different. Everybody changes.
yeah, it wasn't what you were supposed to do, man. I think
Yeah.
you found what you were supposed to do. You know,
They wanted me
probably-
running fucking sandwich shops. I wasn't gonna do that. I'm not gonna be running fucking Subways and fucking shit like that and Baldinos. That's not what I'm gonna do. I don't like this
no.
shit. It's
Yeah.
not for me.
Well, the best part is, like I said, you get to do what you love to do, man. Obviously, you're successful at it. You know what I mean? You've made a good life for yourself. So, I mean, hats off to you, brother. I hope you keep on
Thank you, thank
shining,
you.
bro, every day. and obviously you're only going to go up from there, as the laws and the times keep changing. I mean, you're damn sure in the right business, because I know once certain places go and hit them recreational laws, I'm sure you'll be all over that. So
yeah, I'm so plugged in that we're just waiting basically at this point. I'm honestly looking at other states. I want to get something sooner than later, but once it comes to Georgia, like I'm gonna be a part of this shit when it happens.
Hell yeah,
sure,
that's awesome, man.
Definitely
can't wait to see
in.
the journey. The journey so far
bro.
has been awesome to watch for you, man. I love watching my people win. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing better for me. You know what I'm saying? It's
same here, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Both y'all.
Watching your friends win. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like seeing other people win, but shit, I know where the fuck we came from. Just seeing anybody of us make it out to do better things, it's a blessing.
Oh yeah, I want to see everybody win, bro. We can all eat. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, even the people I don't want to eat at my fucking table.
If there's trillionaires, we can all be at least 100,000 to millionaires, right? And be cool with
definitely,
it. We're okay with a trillionaire. We're okay with that, but we're not okay with our friends making a little fucking money. $300 is gonna piss people off. That's crazy.
Yeah, you think at that rate you'd at least have a balling ass county like around here? Was it like 30-some thousand people in the county around here? I mean, if you was a trillionaire, bro, I mean, there ain't no reason you couldn't like full on Adam Sandler give everybody fucking Corvette type shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't no reason.
Build a golf course for everybody. Build a damn fucking big ass community pools and all kind of cool shit. Pay for schools for the next fucking 10 years. You don't gotta worry about a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying?
The kids definitely need more shit to do outside for sure.
Yeah. Come up with some shit for parents that have kids but are looking for like daycare services. I feel like that's a thing that's sort of missing. I don't even have kids, but all my friends that are complaining about shit like that, they don't have anywhere really trustworthy to leave their kids and stuff like that.
Oh,
sometimes
that'd be expensive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. I think at one point for 2 kids after school at daycare, I was paying, I think, $300 a week.
Jesus.
That's why I stay at the house.
They would pick them up after school, and then I pick them up over there. I usually like 6 or so. You know what I mean?
So like in 1 month, that's essentially like what people are paying for rent in like fucking Brunswick, Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, that's crazy.
I mean, that's without any kind of assistance. Or I know there's programs and shit that can help people out and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I've usually been one of the guys. Oh, you make too much money. It is what it is.
The real problems we need to be fucking doing, and we're not fixing any of these shits. We have all these fake fucking issues that we're fixing that don't need fixing because they don't exist, and all this real shit is never gonna fucking get fixed. Hopefully, with more people talk about stuff like this, hopefully it'll happen.
I hope so. I wouldn't mind seeing a little change before I die. I mean, real change too. You know what I mean? Not everybody arguing about the same shit they've been arguing about.
Exactly.
I want to
These motherfuckers have been arguing about veterans living under fucking freeways since 1970. Like y'all still ain't found a fucking a way to help them, and y'all just keep putting spikes and new ways for them to not lay on the freeway, but not even help them or anything. Like we know what 90% of them are.
Well, most of them are
vets and shit. It's crazy.
The sad part is with that. I mean, anybody. Look, if somebody's homeless. Okay, I mean like legitimately homeless, not some fucking wannabe begging for change on the corner just because they can make a quick buck. I mean like a real homeless person. They usually have some sort of mental disability, or like you were saying, it's usually our veterans. It's usually people that's been through a lot of shit, and they just unfortunately didn't get the help that they needed mentally. And like Cody was saying earlier, they just shun you down. You know what I mean? You can't seem to get no help. You just throw a tent somewhere and they run you off, and instead of, hey, let's get you to a shelter, which I know they do have them. I'm not sitting here saying that they're
not everywhere though for a lot of people. Right.
And I don't think they're equipped to help with the mental problems that people have. I mean, you got volunteers that help, and you can feed folks, and you can give them a bed for the night. But people that are really having a mental problem, most of them places are not equipped to deal with something like that. Or somebody starts kind of freaking out, then the cops are called in, and then what happens then? Then they throw them in jail. You know what I mean? It's just kind of a vicious circle. So I would like to see certain things in life change, but at the same time, I guess for a long time, I'm also one of them guys that talk about it, but you don't overly do too much about it at certain times. So I guess I need to find it in myself as well as everybody else does. You know what I mean? To want to spend the effort, to actually try to do something instead of just talking about
I mean,
it.
start
And I'm
small.
good.
You know what I mean? You don't got to be a governor or president. I mean, you just do it like small, like county representative type shit, like locally, real small, and you know what I'm saying, and do something to help. Which is, I would like to end up doing something like that at some point, but like, I'm too me. I don't think people would take me for who I really am. Not everybody, at least.
Yeah.
I'd have to simmer down a little bit more. I've simmered down a lot, but I need to simmer down still even more before I could do any of that. But one day in my 60s
My
or
wife
50s,
tells me I
might do
look
it.
too mean. She says I look too mean. Apparently, when I sit here and I just look here and I'm just trying to be myself, apparently I have I look
You're
like a
just
fucking
focused.
asshole. Unapproachable kind of have vibe, I guess, is what she tells me. So I don't think I'd make a good politician. Ain't nobody voting for vote for me.
Like I gotta put on my best white person face whenever I do shows. Hey, what's
See,
going on, guys?
I got to smoke a blunt while I'm doing an interview. I don't know if that's gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then when they ask you a question, you gotta be like, hold on, I'm hot. Let me think.
Hold on,
about
give me
it.
a couple seconds. Exactly.
Okay. Yes, I remember now.
We put out a vape.
we
Hey, buddy.
we help people out in the ways that we can in life, and we do what we can do. But we could always do more, all of us.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, I guess we're over on time, man. It's been a hell of a chat with you, Woo, man. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah. It's nice being on the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we appreciate you coming out, man. It's always good to chop it up with you. I know we ain't been able to hang in a little while, but it's
It's been a
nothing but
little
love
minute.
over this way.
Next time I come up out there, at some point, probably in the next month or two, or even sooner, we'll see.
Yeah,
Hey,
for
just
sure.
hit me up. I'll pull up.
Hell yeah, brother.
But shit,
All right.
Yeah, take it easy.
give it
It's
up
nice
one
meeting you
time
too,
for
bro.
Woo.
Joe.
You too, man. I appreciate you, man. It's been, like I said, been a great talk, bro. We'll get together, man. Next time you're in town. This man here ain't too
You
far
live
from
near him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, bet. That's what's up.
I say
We'll
that's
definitely do
that's
that.
my blood cousin.
That's my fam,
yeah.
man. That's my cousin for real. Yeah.
You know I'll have Sticky with me too.
Yeah,
Huh?
for sure, dude.
Yeah, I said I'll have Sticky with me too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we all know Sticky from way back, man. Sticky knows my sister and all them people out there, so for sure, be good times. We were there. We did the what was the video, Cody? Was it Let 'Em Hate? We did.
Say that one
we
more
did.
time.
Did we do the video? Was it Let It Hate? Or Let 'Em Hate? Was that the video?
Yeah,
we shot?
yeah. Let him hate. That was at his shop.
Yeah, we did.
Oh
that
yeah,
at
that mechanic shop. Yeah, I was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shot
that
that there. That was it was our place there. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Always down to help.
I'm horrible with faces and names. I gotta meet somebody like one or two times.
That's all. That's all good, bro. I ain't
you though.
You ain't missing nothing.
Oh yeah.
But shit, it was good having you on, man. Anything you want to tell them before we log out this motherfucker?
Shit, I done talked my ass off already. Nah, but nothing. Just just fucking do good, make good music, fucking follow your dreams and shit like that. Don't hate on people, and smoke weed, and chill the fuck out.
And look up Sticky.
You heard it here.
Yeah, look up Sticky.
And shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
But shit, it's been nothing but love, my boy. Shit, until next time.
Awesome, bro. Take it easy, man.
Appreciate
Yes, sir.
you guys.
Peace.
It's just me, guys.